Nisim 100.1 FM or Tamala Nisim 95.9 FM or Bogotanga. It is always a pleasure to come your way every morning between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. And I'll be a free noon, on Chrome. Things are not the same anymore. Yabo fear mu munyuma hudu mu na yatuchingana ho enkomo. Indi se wame yakonya de na yamo ache. Na wakwa about dia man no yensu yenyeswe. Ne yankase ne yama ne eye one way to make to heaven. Eye biribiki to ebi. Enye bibia. Enye bibia do so bi e bro ye wa ho odene so a wontumi nyo. Yes, I want to be family and was so and pay. Said your da we no. Na odu ani ebekwa kwachiremu ewo Facebook. Enim nguma abevutin tankasi ane so no. Eho ye twagu ewo ho na mo akodwu ni atoapete wo ho de ne. For things are not the same anymore. Crystal sweet. Say things. Na ebio ensemo ebedi hu komo no bebre no ano okọ happyghana.com and no pay which me hu bi na wa kenkan e wo ho. The target for the next harvest. The show is put together by the entire production team led by Rise Gadai. We've got this up. Rapapa Fatisha Ali, Prince of Ibapakwa Ayim Brown, Nana Mwaku Jr., Joel Sanko Frankafo, Reynald Ajiman, Bismarck Brown, the entire news team, entire digital team, the entire operations team, Yamamo Ache and Opei. And style our hair like the preacher man. But what happened to becoming like G? I said it, Nansanine, a course so a watakradino. A home commotion, now Chimu Yedinamua. Kopim a year August there, Tosu Edunaya. The National Democratic Congress, Omo Amiatiasia, so Monso Omutiripo, Womo Ediboko Tuja, Kwame Fason Bessa Omutimi Ebua, Emma or my Ghana, Ecosono, Womo Omediboko Tuja, Ewo a year Winiba. Na Womo Ediko Tuja, and also some kind of Baba Tenase. Ewo Fiduemu, na Yadi Ehu Enkomo. And so you're welcome. Good morning. Anyway, I will tell you free coda. The late coda was in SMP. Enter be added double crack 37 February 44 on the pay live on the show. Same anymore. You will be here from Tintakasi and so on. So we go on. Things are not the same anymore. Christos me, why and some peace say. You know, better dear go said, I'll be with me on the Aquaso or my Ghana more. Intention was video from Conco to baby. The young was any entrance and young cancer said, dear. My cow said, Nino, the show is fully packed. Yeah, the NPP manifesto no home come and yet you need digitalization. Ways to make much money. But the one way to make to heaven, preacher man. And some people know the Mampani, Abadi actually Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, editor to effort digitalization. When him say about Omaimua. But you know, Bakwa, no, what Thomas in the stress, what Thomas in the call was said digitalization, bet me a menacey, a PSC tab, bet me a menagina. Bet me a man, Pempim, or Maimono. Eh, my Penyabadi actually Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. One cry him, Franca, Ediama, the new patriotic party. Sameka amwati ase na metrese enam wa wode nani so ade hunu kokotu dwa kwa befa so betimi aboa ama oman Ghana timi atumpon akoso enu no digitalization and as digitization ehun senka wode gu ni manifesto no menka abridged form no make the over 260 paged document your dia ba betudwa digital document ni no okwa be foten tankesi ene so abetimi ahunu bi na wakenkan ensemo a ewomu de ode betu dwa 44 page no eno no ye abridged form eno je se eno no ne kitromu no na offer the full document, the fuller document to understand the final details as a offer ensem no ni nyina no se de wakan no we no de ode betu dwa da no no de we twene tia na mo ensem no akasia na nkasa ni nkyiremu nkasa no ewo full manifesto no mu a eno edi ahim ewa be futinta kase so a obetimi woni krotwa wi se di akire na wahwe bie no akenkan bie na ne ye de ani twem ewo digitization a Yade empanyimfo mu de e digitization mu ebedi ehon enkomo from manifesto no page number 99 free 98 mu 98 free page number 98 ekra 101 ubehunu bi wo ho 102 ubehunu bi wo ho 103 ubehunu bi wo ho 104 ubehunu bi wo ho if ekokosi 105 page number 99 ekopin 105 no eho ena mampanyini abedi akire abo him franka eriama the New Patriotic Party what they nensem about digitization ego yebedi ehon enkomo ena no pay kai say there are other areas here in the we'll be looking at tourism, art and culture. We'll be looking at the education. Yebehwe yadisua ho nsem amampanya be de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia waka ede afa ho yebehwe ho sra ho nsem amampanya be de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia him franka ade ma the New Patriotic Party waka ede afa ho yebehwe yapomodine ho nsem a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia watimi aka ede afa ho weinum nsem a yetena sia no pa bia no a yebomodiana yedi ehon komo live on the Happy Morning Show. Gender hun sensem yebidi ehun enkomo. Samson na sports. Agokansi ehun sem de mampanyi abedi akire Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ekafa ho nyina no. Ebenyamre na yedoso nsem no mu na yedi ehun enkomo. Ntimisira mu. Monkoso makasa vidi no enkoso ena Happy 98.9 FM. Chame miensa ena no pabia betena se na yedi enkomo. Menka osende we have 2 exclusive interviews. Ewo dwumadi ni so. Yane director Deputy Director in charge of IT, Ora, Force and Benefit Komo, and it has to do with digitization. Mampanya be the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eboso and as oka ho ensem ne bedi ehon komo ebio yane Ora Michael Abu Sakara Foster wono penyina wono eka Alliance for Revolutionary Change ho enano pay I know what you come live on the show this morning. Enti Mr. Mentintimu feeding fan konkotu baby na edeno ensema hodo ho a yebetimi edi ho koma menka so obenya kwanya na onso abadwumadi ni so no akere wa adwene sisia no obetimi akọ Facebook oko Facebook Happy 98.9 FM ho a we are streaming live obetimi edi wonu disem ato ebekin kan nyina dia ma atiefo eni ifo enano pay sanso ena okọ WhatsApp Mr. wa bomodi anafa utetifo no sisia na save WhatsApp number 0594 051 145 0594 051 145. We WhatsApp number abetimi wanu disem anaso adwenkyere edi afa so edi aba achame miesa atena se na no pay rapper pa Tisha Ibu Ali Prince Obi Papa akwa in Brown atena se abejafo mamu achina mema mu akwa aba na no pay
98.9.
I catch you. Chifati. Catch you.
Ade obi akwa go bibi. Obi akwa bibi ana.
Ade mampene kufu ado say I beat you. I'll beat you again.
Happy FM.
Koje Sefah Danquah.
Yes.
Yenka enchire the opposition NDC say omo manifesto no omo dilly with it. Ache.
What are you talking about?
Ache do.
I don't know.
8 years in opposition. By now, ka manifesto about what ton ama to Ghana for asum.
Happy FM.
Amenei Ghana for agiatum na wama aban na wote so a 8 years. Edi ahokyira ba. Enkrofo esu. Yaye haircut. Yaye DPP. Niema bebre akoso no. Unfa o manifesto ma watwanya play catch up omode eba ya ne na ochu pepepe wonso de ode eba. You want to win power?
Edding.
After 8 years. No, Sefah, try me. Asem na America no. Say obi office say asem America me boa. Na with a particular lens. Enti na American say asem no. O me kan kira me say me boa. The American me boa.
With a particular lens. Because asem who can I don't even get you.
Say
all of a sudden,
what in a while 4 years?
Because they have announced saying they would launch their manifesto.
I'm saying because
this weekend.
Okay, now I'm saying because in the first intro, okay, who some say MPP at the Omo Diabanti, NDC the Omo Diabeba on the 24th.
On the 24th of August, yeah.
And because of a Nuntin American say, Omache Dodo.
Omache.
Yes.
Then to know Omache.
4 years.
But is there any guidance as to a year crime before so bit me everyone needs to
no,
and as a trim podia
no, ubeti me the about a day to ubeti me the about a day to election. I am saying say me as an observer and a watcher of our political landscape. Watch it in bringing it because by now Anka what profess solutions to the numerous and someone crofo can say aben aya enye dia ho kiraba no.
Oh, did you say no benyan sunsan so bi wom so?
Yes.
And I say on the electoral fortune. Say ye kwa koto aba Ghana for.
Yes.
Ebe hwe ni mu say esan say odi ni manifesto e ba ye 3 unity.
I know.
Ye kon koto aba no.
I know that's not what I'm saying. There's some more than 6 million Ghanaians that will vote for NDC. That I know. But what I am saying is that politically, and some of the NDC members, as some way American crowd, would agree with me, say, why wait 4 months or 5 months into election? Opposition party and son do manifesto.
But ebi omo ya ho boabo yi.
Omo ti so na.
Omo ya ho boabo yi.
Ana election no. Omo so na omo ti won no omo so omo ye.
So no podi owodwuma ye. Onu podi owaben.
Opposition do omo ye dwuma ye.
No, on the owodwuma ye. Look. Most of Nkrofo a ewo MPP manifesto so no. Either they are parliamentarians, they are ministers of state, they are CEOs of government agencies. And so omo ye no omo ko adwuma ye. Na the opposition party
opposition go to the omo ni nkofo parliament.
They have
MPs.
They have
omo ka committee no.
But Sefah, asemo ya make I'm not saying this in a vacuum. I am saying this, I'm using the political trend. And look, NDC under Professor Mills. Omotena Homa, the ruling MPP, launch your manifesto a week after and say no launch your mode. NDC under Professor Mills, na mean fan currency. So why is that NDC different from NDC under John Mahama?
New leader. Yeah.
Anyway, is the reason why
leadership
some people believe say maybe power.
So what is your problem with the fact that they are going to launch it this weekend?
And this is not the first time. They've had enough time to put their manifesto together. Now, Ghana for who say, what is the alternative? Is the alternative viable? Is the alternative something that Ghanaians can hook on? Is the alternative what Ghanaians need?
But they have been making they have making pockets of
statements. Exactly. The promised land. That is what I'm talking about.
Manifesto. Yenim say ensempino a mampani abi de Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia bra obon toa okan ye no. Eno na ofa eye manifesto ya ewo mu. Enti obi say I mean coming events cast their shadows. Yenim nia wo mo eba beka. Nti enu bia no mo ton e de ama e Ghana for am se Ghana for wo mu ntie nsem kan wo mo ka no mo hwe no mo nto abo. Me no nyina wo gidie pa se ene ya no. Simple no, the National Democratic Congress the bomodin ade wo mo manifesto e be tudwa enipa do no ahia na betimi akenkan ni nyina awie ansa kranza no masio madwene pi so mo kwa akoto aba menka se hu hia de nemum se ebie no betimi nya nsunsuanso e wo abato aye kwa akoto no so on the electoral fortunes no eno na mpese mi mitimi ehunu kakra in any case esan se yen hye dan yen hye bia se fati odo manifesto ba anase ansare ye bekwa akoto aba no afi baako ansare ye bekwa akoto aba na so do manifesto ba eme ye hwehwemu ye eno nyanhye
parties because
omo for manifesto pra ma meto abonten
na so omo no they are just adding up to the numbers.
And I am telling you that these
CPP is adding up to the numbers.
These leading political parties manifesto and
2020 CPP or the manifesto by 2016 CPP or the manifesto by
PPP nso PPP nkan anomba ombija akwan keke
Sefah to aso parliamentary candidate ASN.
Happy 90th FM no so go so atie yeah onim aka siba mienu na no nsia ba pam eda no pay me mo ache mo akwa aba se afi na do aka sefdi na to high happy 90th FM yemfa de obokrata hodo na nei abadwomu no yemfa mu nsem no bi emfa mra se de bia betimi ehunu de ekoso e wo mamma bi sere onyanto bo ase da tie esanse ye brobro so se de bia behunu ne ekoso chronicle de obokrata no daily graphic daily guide de aka nyina eguani mu na no pay ye de emu nsem bro ye shase free chronicle de obokrata no na yemfa nyamesem enshase
Yemfa Chronicle shase Exodus 19:21 the Lord said to Moses, "Go down and warn the people, lest they break through to gaze at the Lord, and many of them perish." And no, Ewahanum Dampare warns political parties, don't dare any attempt to disturb the peace will be met with legal action. NPP manifesto an action plan to build on Akufo-Addo's records. Jinapo Akufo-Addo breaks ground for $12 billion petroleum hub in Western region. Saso and other stories Albinia ewo a year paper nimu akai essay. SNATE unveils digital platforms to enhance member services and no ewo hanum. Saso and uko paper nimu stories be at say. Belarus says Ukraine amassing troops at border amid incursion into Russia. Talks with Blinken positive, says Netanyahu. Jailed Pakistan ex-PM applies to be Oxford Chancellor. Sasso and Indian PM to visit Ukraine after Kiev condemned him for hugging Putin. And also Ewa Hanum. Sasso and other stories. Say, my government will introduce citizen and business-friendly flat tax regime. Baumia to Ghanaians. Financial irregularities decreased by 5.4 billion cedis. Auditor General. Accurate Giant donates sprinter bus to Adansi Traditional Council. Dr. Indom takes GN Bank memory tour to Northern Region. Sasso and Abedum Hene distilled amid protests. And also Ewo Hanoma ubetimi enye bi akan na me hwe se menya Nigerian diaries na nka me de no ato aso se ne be ya
Enio de ane o man fa ama and Nigerian diary
obi a year free say am ke wo ahansa na business
aba yeah
stories I ye de be brem one pay
entin ka say
me de abrem
ene yemfa daily guide ento aso na ye de daily guide to aso dia na ena no pay ade a ambassador Ginabli e front page of the daily guide ene anopay koju on a share top left ho
Food crisis. Army deploys officers to protect farmers in the north. Pensioners beg government to pay 6 months wage award. Government moves to strengthen laws that facilitate return of stolen artifacts. Into NIA Nigerian diarrhea edi Abremwe.
Okay, young guy, daily guide.
Daily guide na anti Ginabli, Ambassador Ginabli ewa ha Ghana's Berlin embassy reinstates citizenship process inti anonso ewo hoso na unim se ono na Ghana's ambassador to Germany ono na oka sa ensem we ya anti onyi no ne ho ayefe papa po owo ene animu ha onyi no ayekama pa na cut sword for $60 billion petroleum hub project inti enui kwajo onim se petition bi ansakura no mampani beko no na petition bi petition bi akwa copy mu ewo mampani ho na eko mampani ho no o mampani hwe mu anozi de mo kan no enyina su pa bi eni so enti mekoso a na makwako bia enura ukopie mu ewo dwomora ahemfo no omo form hu yie pa o esanse ejuma na eba no Omo say omoni agye ho papa election 2024 EC start voters register exhibition today. Ente kwajo yen kan eneyi ena EC ebia omuma ni nyina mu se obi anko hwe se odi wo mu a ko na ko hwe
on say EC kan say mo person mo special voting no mo emfa mo din ni ade mbra amman for the edin ni ade yakọ na afe na eba be exhibition no if obi anka or qualify so be special voting ebi o man tro ni din ye ana bibi na afe na okwakoye corrections na ordinary din akodada na se nka wanfa ni din akwenya be na saa nipa no betumi enya na which way any special voting.
Oh, sir,
oh yeah, easy.
Oh, I'm just trying to.
Oh yeah, easy.
Come on somewhere. My mental. Me for delegate into us.
For delegate. Oh yeah, easy. Commissioner, nemu di hen na yo.
Yeah, brother, Kofi Bosumpem Osafo Mafo ewa ha ena no pay. Miami bro. Na osi Senate unveils digital platforms. Enti ene no fati ofia sinyina ewo Senate no oye ho adwuma pa. Kandi kangumu no bi anti bi na den na okekenken. Fati ena no pay dia wo ye kangumu no bi anti bi wo live ye radio se ne wo no wo san stream ewo Facebook. Nkrofo se ne watare na hye no efe ye papa. Enti Senate e dia ba na MD wo Senate na e ka se ne die omo digital platform aye kama okwa eye friendly free pa okwa odo nsa bo kama bibia obetimi aye bibia opese ohu wo Senate bia no obetimi aye wo omo digital platforms ne so okwa page 9 na abi hu sa ensem we aka the vice president his excellency Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia na e ka se yi o se me I am a man of solutions. Osi ono no osa yare o. Osi ono no. Ye ade no asa kura no no asankyere mu no wa yeni yie na ekoso. Oso ono onipa wa ye.
Wa mama kan enyum we. Sa me yare ma me honto mi o.
Yes.
Me di wa chi.
Yes.
Ono ba be sare.
Yes, ono na e ka kire gan.
Na se yare ni bi wo ho a.
Ono safo emergency wo ho. No se montwen with the emergency
montwen
the all cano and can story
new patients bad
na and story
the all cano and can story ne ho enti the yentwen daily guide for e de ka ho a yenso ye de beba pa na tie osofo Dark Reward Mills and can say a leader is a thinker. A leader is a thinker. Enti oyi osofo also the okansemu a ye ni nyi achini. Touch not my anointed. Enti anonso EC releases provisional voters register to political parties. Enti kwajo eko obekaya last week any last 2 weeks nyina Dr. Omane Buama na semu a na oka no ene de ensemu a eba nyina ne se ade a political parties ni nyina omonsa aka bibia ekoso kama MPP manifesto highlight Bawumia pledges to create new jobs into Juma de no akwadwo bobo so ye. Now there's a bizarre story daily guide him a net page 6 man killed over transport fare. Na akwadwo me kan story no Krachia ye friend no Stanley Ahaji na otwika na ofa abayo bi de ni free ablekuma eno de ne ko kuntun se satellite ho fati buame yese baby a ode ne ko ye frɛ no Quant Estate. Yes, Quant Estate. Yeah. Na oduru ho o say
e taxi
taxi.
Uber na
Uber
ride hailing.
Yes, omo ye na okoduru ho no na transport fare no abayo no fa no muduru anosi o meji u sei oside bi o me no di ano no na yesi ya eho ana bayo no afre police ni onim na danfo police ni baye wantie mu kra pe wabo driver ni tu ekono and reporter.
Yes. No, I think that I came across that story yesterday.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, Ahaji or Ti Mamen Kind aha Emma or say in a fist of exchange, Constable Jechi drew his firearm and shot Stanley Ahaji without provocation. Without provocation.
Policeman
is the police officer is that Officer Jechi, is he okay? Is he fine? Is he like mentally?
I don't understand.
Now even the lady, they attempt to even call, and this is 3 a.m.
Abuse. Yeah.
3 a.m. because onim police in intino. Only the year akasa kakra. Wa friend 3 a.m. Police in 3 a.m.
And you what's
sorry after 2.
And they are sure who they are
kumobi without any provocation. And me kind story no eye me bufu ama. Enti we dey Amasama Police Command. Abrantie na animu ye monche no. Mo officer no. We nyese mo beye ho kokwasa bia. And we no asem we no delegate report no. A statement Amasama Police Command na release emu e na omo kire se oshutu no without any provocation.
The shootu no ye no ye den okohen. Officers just no ko.
So we nipa na wu oda ho nti obepa ni ba bia fa. Se girl ne ye ne girlfriend no, so ye ni den nti obefa no ne na ko ba bi omo eko.
Eno muja abrante ne chen no na wo twi ni edisi ho.
Wow. And we a statement. The statement discloses. This is the statement signed by the Amasaman Police Command.
Say oko oye post ni ye frɛ say ebia BBSC bra na behwe de ekoso no a
no but already say he's compromised.
O de me ba
already no say na ni aba o say na danfo say ne girlfriend no e na afrɛ no nti already no oko no onkotie obi afa onkotie mu senka onya nyansa efie nyansa kakra ene de okọ police academy ye kire no so kakra ankobehu say in such situation say oto boase a such situation ye mfetuo bo enko ye mfetuo hye ho 3am emfe enko but when you pepa no when fa ne thinking cap no me so abese here for thinking cap no ye adwuma kakra wan fa ne thinking cap enu nti no koye na okoye de ese eniammo ho semu a
and this is based on near Amasaman Divisional Police Command release, you know.
Yes.
Officer Jeche or Hefa Yakchenwana. And I say because this is pure murder, this is manslaughter.
And Constable Smith Jeche.
Okay, I said it was without any provocation.
No, this is the statement by
on one a statement.
And then I said just no because
Smith Jeche, according to the statement, voluntary surrendered to the police at Amasaman and is currently in custody.
Wow.
We clearly are about them.
Wow.
Fatih.
Wow.
Wow. I dream
because it doesn't make any sense.
Ono ankasa koso
so we are so na ni so tenete ente no kosaranda yin.
His firearm has been detained for further investigations. DCOP Ahin and his team will meet with the deceased family in Dome to offer their condolences.
Friends,
condolences and
what would that do? So I mean, it begs the question: what kind of training and how do we even psychologically assess the people that you do more call a security service? Omo I share monko your husband. To the bia, what you say? Ahobambo ni bi there so ben bia dia wo dwene ho a.
Ntiase.
Onche dan ntiase. Enti aya sene ye kopenyuma ya so ya adwene hye eno no mebisa se kwan ye fa so a ye fa ya srafo kwan ye fa so a ye fa ya posifo kwan ye fa so a ye fa immigration service for no aya ye so won adwene ne hwe anase brano no ye so won adwene ne hwe em ye hunu se oh omunim etirimuka ya de bia stress bia ni omo so they are not going through any anxiety bia do we do that often say ebia wa pass it out aba eni no wo ye post ni anase yo sra no because in oko miahodo no a afibia ye so hwe afibia ye hwe say wadwene mu da ofan a obetimi de adijuma anase wontimi mfa ne djuma say wadwene mu na hofan ye won hye obetimi de afa so a anase ekwan obetimi de afa so a wadwene beda hofan esa say djuma de na wudi enye djuma de kitwa o
owie no aka say wanya hwe ko ya na metutu bo
well ye de anybody akire de be free mu ababia na be mmode
a team ye de anybody akire
because enwanwa daily graphic do work at the happy 98.9 FM was kuso autie no na voters exhibition begins today na say no na voter register no electoral commission ebiemu e de ato se de be ya so betimi akro wokọ na akọkọ udin ya tro ne yie ya tro ne yie date of birth no e kama de bia wo so to aba na ho na wo so to aba de udin no se wo yo ba ye nane udin ma nkonko ye bema se wo ye bema nso ye nane udin ma nkonko ye oba omfone no e ye wo a anase nye wo a ne nyina no e ya de a otumi kọ ye district center ho a obetumi akọ no akọ hwe we nyina na efunso bia wo mu no watimi adanadi anase watimi ayi e de akire empanyinfo se de be obetumi adi ehu djuma anase obetumi atu ho anam bio wokọ nso a bia woni obene na tempotemo okoye registration ebre bia atwamu ene ye ka tiasefa wonka ho bio a uruduru ha se ko manu die se wonka tiasefo ho bio ntimi sremo a wo mo de anyene dini no emfam free ye voter register no sanse obibia no a ode ko mensa saa da no betimi aba akwakoto aba ama eni party bia ye no electoral commission wo mo hyehyɛ a wo ade agu akwa mu towards the election 2024 misrewo wo a watchero din bia no modern na kona kokko hwese udin no sɛ de wode koma won no saa na wotro no ede ema wo a president cut short for $12 billion petroleum hub project and no erokatafe to so edu miensa of the daily graphic do bokrata na no pay na wohwehwe mampanyini na Danquah kufuado no ukura Sophie na ze wasa nwen ze mampanyini Mason tactics para na wo kyerɛ wo no na me hu founder of GMABC ambassador Edward Boateng ze ogina ho pa na ambassador hwɛ se mampanyini saniye pa na hemfo etwa mampanyini na Danquah kufuado ho ahia aba mu mpanyimfo nso etwa mampanyini na Danquah kufuado ho ahia. Peace is collective duty. Si asumdwe de ye nyina ya sade we peace council panyini ba ko a woka ho na odisa asem wi ato dwa se ene no se nyina se ye pa asumdwe o se ye nyina itimi ebo modern se ebema asumdwe aba na ensemfofra ofa daily graphic do bokrata na obetimi ho no akenkan ni. Let's reduce dependency on external aid. President Akufo-Addo urges African government. Mampanyini wa ka se Ghana beyond aid mampanyini wentimi amanamam. So I wonder on what grounds and ujina etu ayafofronomfo say we should be self-dependent. Ghana will remain peaceful after December elections, December 7th elections. Ochihine amotu for penny and audit saying we atu dwa. Ghana only Wase takes off tomorrow. Now just the Ghana only West African Senior School Certificate Examination for candidate begins tomorrow, Wednesday with English, and orals for candidates. I know Ebekoso Nyankopondoma or China ewo eye wo man Ghana mu. NDC will implement policies to empower women economically. Professor Opoku Ajimai. And this same we are to Eja. That's the running mate of the flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress. And what is saying we are to Eja. We and Simibia. Obomodin a daily graphic do bokrata na no pay abetimi hunu mu na wakenkan.
The new crusading guide, we need a mindset of possibilities. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and Aka Akufo-Addo cut sword for $12 billion petroleum hub project. SNET unveils digital platforms to enhance member services. SASO and a strong personal brands add value to corporate brand. Professor George Kofi Amoako and Eka Strong personal brands add value to corporate brands. Strong personal brands add value to corporate brands.
Thank you.
Second phase of Bring Back GN Bank Tour hit Northern Ghana. Independent parliamentary advocacy group established to reshape Ghana's political landscape. 4 months I can have in a mobile reshape. Neo Kanta Ankara. Hey, the man uncle ni.
Hey, yeah.
Neo Kanta Ankara reunites family for historic Homo War celebration. And also Ewa Hanoma Ubenye Biaka. Police story no. Na abaya no ko policeman neho. Or koneho. Or koneho ewo baby or kono. And see, according to the story, no, so any near, so any girl, so any year, and they name into not all koneho. And na or year aye. Into your friend, no, a man in directions. Into muko do baby or mudu no. Ebi say you ran or year I no more one into no. Na
charge cost.
Aha. And then man and the kobasa. Then in American say usually no more we ride hailing services no. So let me take it offline. Mami munjai because we know say app no and actually will say this is the amount. And I would try nipa no and nipa no cross you own to ya. You just report back to the app.
Yeah.
Say
Exactly.
maba.
The company.
Then the person owes. Sana minim so moye no.
Yeah.
Well, ain't no to your friend is saying you're for your own sanity no. And to me found out catch him so bad by me. Your friend is saying of where mega semenye
no risky. How
yes
do you allow
you the passenger no
passenger no. You are not safe.
The driver can tell you that
the point is that what people do not know
no.
the app no
the company will say you didn't pick the car because it was cancelled.
App no e track it baby
exactly
yeah
no say as a much do asembia na report or something.
And you know who agree say uncle offline no uncle baby. What it means is that one case what compromise with
both of you, you the driver and
any passenger.
The passenger.
So there's no point. Say driver nimpo there obepese no obeye na
now you the driver you also putting your life in danger
because you don't know.
Because now the app doesn't know where you are.
Exactly.
Because what cancel trip
no. And to see you obi kra obi their app no ebi.
And a fair dispute no because sometimes we all know utumi fa na ekwire be a traffic no ye more near obedu na fair na sesa. So long as you are showing it from the app, say this is what the app is saying, you know. Even if there is an argument, you end it because the app knows to say this is how much you're supposed. Then you report the passenger to the app.
Yemfa Business and Financial Times and to asukojo nanse na ma aba
manage home pa
yes
unza me pay business
yes pa
fati say me pensa do
unza say the receive value no enti ameme pe no receive value no
fati ba ko bi amekoji wo enkrakan. Oh, where come on?
Yentoaso. Now, Fati asemo a okan ye ewo Crusading Guide anim na sign ewo Business and Financial Times. Strong personal brands add value to corporate brands and increase sales performance.
But your team be man.
Strong personal brands add value to corporate brands and increase sales performance.
Thank you.
We Professor Mwakun ena wa bo krata kama na nsem a waka ni nyina akwadwo menene ya adwen intoto Fati unim intoto Amemfima Rural Bank allocates 500 million Ghana cedi for collateral free loans to boost MSMEs and kwadwo pa back page ena abehu sa story we na electricity asset calls for private participation in ECG to address power crisis. Kojo asempa manage ho pa enedie ECG no say private and say participation eba ho pa na ye competitive na energy sem no yete so eno na ma ekosoro pa na say meters na omode aba no wo de ma ote Wati meters no mo dia balance no o dia no ba be ho aka chem se mbeba area ho wo dia ma ote enti ECG de mohon sem no abrene nyina eya ehia Ghana for bebre government edge to lower business cost amid rise in relocation closures. Kojo enei won say relocation of businesses. Ebi mo ekọ, ebi mo ekọ. Eno na adwenkyere e wo petre abase emra so say aban no cost of doing business e wo man Ghana mu no say omo de ba form kra. Omo de ba form in terms of electricity, any utilities, any taxes, any adini nyina no omo famra form na entimi emwa. North Tema Corporate Credit Union records 28.85% increase in profit. Investors remain cautious amid easing inflation. Inflation no eba form there eba form abe bosumi be miensen there eteba but still our investors almost omudi omani to na sha omunya sure say 3 months here aye stable yi ebe to so aye sa na enti e man penifo mo hwe na mo menye stable way aye business and financial times and no pay.
From the Business and Financial Times, Yemfa the business analyst, the Obokratano, Emfa and Twaso and no pay. Zanze and in the business no kwa ni babe and no pay. Na offer the business analyst, the Obokratano and no pay. So Ghana's economic growth has been erratic. IEA assets now. Institute of Economic Affairs on this same way at to you say my economy no said etimi etumponko na nimu no as ensheda enyina fa ko sa won say budenchi sa budenchi abonu agina baako no asa budenchi bio sa na awon so wo mo anhwemu no e kire wo. Voters exhibition begins today across the country. And medical atrimu edi amount say ene no ayade electoral commission wo mo edi voter register no akwakoto miamia hodo abetumi akọ no akwagwe se udini ewo mu anase udini enimu a. NDC to launch 2024 manifesto in Winneba August 24th 2024. Na Dr. Baumia affirms support for growth of businesses with friendly tax system. Tenwe yidi ehon enkomo lawyer Timo Boy only a tax expert and any didn't come on you. Anyone be tax is any bo ha a bit me about them will be what they are. A bayanka abano entering chance say Ghana for a Kotoba de Ama NPP Amanu Kuno and Kaban entering chance to crown San Wayo. It's as a be or not or the Dijuma. I hear Kapudu pa any beshere ewo maimu. We remain strongly committed to achieving 2024 fiscal objectives. We have to stand for Ora Amin Adams. And this answer we have to just Sika say dear see any so say afi enko na wie no ne atimi ayo no ayade ye ni krucha visi igusu edi akire pa ye bo modern say betumi ayo we the business analyst the Obokrata and musim be and my boss odi akire we
me pacho yemfa the Economic Times and Twaso CD free for stakeholders want urgent action to slow depreciation. And also Ewaha, Obehon Finance Minister, our front page of the Economic Times, and then anopay food insecurity worsens as July rate pegged at 5.7%. Because if I ote a food insecurity, now umujano awoso.
Yes.
Umujano awoso.
Because I don't see any reason why.
Yes.
We should be talking about food insecurity in Ghana.
I agree with you.
Fatty, over 52% of the arable lands are uncultivated.
Yes.
Enuani
womu.
Fatty, and the DC down crap per se. And Sassi betting ya sunfu, and ne biane, I met Biana Buya, so me to me dibia come and Yakwa. Oh, I mean, twice.
Bank of Ghana issues draft guidelines to regulate cryptocurrency and digital assets. And also, and somewhere ne Jabenya bedu ya Ghana to rely on T-bills, multilateral and bilateral lenders for financing until 2027. And also, and somewhere ewaha na World Bank and Ekasayo Ghana's economy recovery is not yet complete amidst steady progress. And also, na Cocoa Board confident of achieving 800,000 tons of beans in 2025. Way the Economic Times and Anopay.
It's an indictment on us. Now we are struggling to even achieve 800,000 tons of cocoa because if you get to a certain udru baby, and finally say bear in yabro 1 million metric tons, no. Obia during this Senya 1 million there any was say it me boy more than
1.5.
1 point. Oh, the fan say over 1 million. Fan over 1 million. And was say it me boy more than any gina wa. Ye yan hye betimi amaya to akoso gina wa. Yan timi anya hye no. Afi atwa mu de nya mpa anu be 600,000 tons me boa. Timi anu 600,000 tons. So it tells us that a tray professor and Yamana who here now was it to me any cohono. Yamian cohon, Yantia as a drought. So Percy, insuring to mean 2 years, and unti eka obintina cocono, a fay ye buy a sick galamsi, and also kahobinti and a into mina cocono, dia DC and it was a yebinya, a bill, yes, climate change in their cake home be. It tells us that yan to ye, yan who bois to stay where we were. HappyGhana.com.
Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana and Oma can be the actual Papa Fatisha Ebu Nadamfo, a great minister. Now, almost said the poor implementation of the second phase of planting for food and jobs. You know, and rainfall to deepen food prices.
Yo.
No,
so it boils yes, back, it dovetails back into food insecurity.
The old Canantina, Emma. American Assembly Executive Director.
See, Ghana from Mbuzam, are we all right? I'm sorry to ask. Ebia obi ho wo temi anopa ya ono no aduane boy den sedan ya akra no a obetimi anya sika kwa akotobi meboa but ni padodo no omo ma no se aduane boy den a ebi ho a aduane no na nkanka odi baako ewo damuni nyina ene obechim wadifa anaso obedi kwata enti onipa na pomudine no ekofom ekoba ne saa no a se wo pomudine asopiti ahodo no eni ahoɔdene a it means they'll be overwhelmed. So you see a cycle, but it looks as if yentumi nyanto boase enhwe nsɛm no ekombade binom enkoda bebrebe malnourished ye wa ha 7.2 million. Ghana Statistical Service betudwa say most of the children are malnourished. And uya banya wenum binum nsɛm a ɛwɔ sɛ da wakoma so esan say whatever it is that we are doing to the children ebekwa na samba bekan ebekwa na samba and we should not be one of the basic things that was here to me as on mine is to feed our own selves. Yenya betimi aye aduane yedue no baye akwa to be etimi adibie na ho popoya na say ho de aka na yetimi edibia kwama no de akwa akoton. And I'm concerned when we constantly speak about food insecurity. I'm concerned. It's not as if ebi aduane yentimi nua bi yetimi dua bi aduane said ye betimi atama free enfomu abadwom ekwan a ekonfo no mu enye enti na kofa aduane ba o se ne bo eden man kan so me kwa dozo koto aduane me kwa na ema ne bi to aduane wo ho eye abrobe won sa saki half bag emui de odi bi brain eno no osabo be nuguma no aka say 20 cities abrobe nya abrobe nkitinkiti abrobe kama be say osani nyina guma no aka say 20 cities na watabiri abrobe ne de aba nkrankrodiem wo de bidu nkrankrodiem ha na oton ba ko 10 cities 15 cities ubisa no a osi no oboka ne koye ena osan eboka ede niam ne gu ehyen mu ede bidu nkrankrodiem ha entoro no ade no oton no pemfaso enti oso obetene faso de afiri mu. Why? Sanka ebia ye man bia ye wo Middle East. Ene ye ka se o yen suya ye betimi de adua no bai enye. Yen sas ne ntimi nua no bai wo so ene ye ka food insecurity a. Enka hame. But o won sase a wote so a obetimi ananu adimu ha ya. Omode watermelon egu ho. Eboye mienya bi diye. Eboye mienya bi diye cement so eboye mienya bi diye happy kasebo eba 12 midday 6 p.m. I happy kasebo mo twere kronkron misrawo se opese otensem no a bomodia premo to bia no a focus everything to happy 98.9 FM no siabo enwumre no a focus everything to happy 98.9 FM yankone gongo fa social media trends I'm from Red for I'm sorry, sir, I'm agitated this morning, but I have to be because in 70 be or I am.
Mumaya for Trent, no, and Shasia na dear Abba, ye boss so kakra no pay. And they say a brandy be aqua cushion in Quenchi woo, a jack wa crafty so oh, made the car easy crum na macopeka crab and I nain be dear, or coya wama. Nesse home, a ye Ghana Police Service and omo ababonting abeka say, a idea sesiano, omo arrested a year, a ride-hailing driver who was later identified as an off-duty police officer for Omo arrested a year police officer bia wako ekokum a year male adult and as a branch be ewo Kowan's estate and no eben kuntunse and as a Kuntunsberg na eno ewo enkrai hanum Sunday ya na sa asem no esiye na de baye ene se ewo Sunday no ahemache no and a year confrontation be ekopie between a year driver and your friend Stanley Ahaji and a general constable your friend Smith Jeke or non so na aba ka akutiano ehonsem na minim kwaya efa so a akutiano honsem no ebe ya asem because na a ride hailing a year car bar and ye na apra mudi di dwuma enti no du na obo end tripper na omode fair no achrew eno no wo betumi efu wo betumi aka say na ba ni say na me be fa kai omo say 30 cedis na me be do ha be 100 cedis na bia driver na aka say app no me dey minim na wanga say no you take it on with the app say I've been overcharged sometimes you know wa some yeda omo ma credit next time wo fa car na sometime be ye me nti next car me fa kra omo anji miska because no mo say omo de meka omo anji miska ebi so wa asam nya da omo beka say no anu no nya de a me de ye me ya wo mu ni say usika na nya de omo be ma cash enti say bia na anka 20 series na wo de koto doko no bi edi a ahye e wo app no so aje say wo de fa another car enti no de aba ene say eye abrantie ya sisi anu yekum no ye ya e wo kuntunsi honum yi ye de no akopie mu e wo police eye mortuary and I say morgue na omo eye investigation afa asem no se ne ekoba ye now Inspector General of Police Dr. George Akufu-Dampare any members of the Police Management Board omo eko abrantie na we free mu no ebusua ho ekomo omo yako na omo sai eka say ade a asem na esi ne de omo behwehwem pa na onipa ne ho bo omo bia no omo etumi ama ne face law no na police clinical psychologists any officers bi mo so ade assign omo to family no so omo so that they can manage a very difficult time na eba ne sa no comment eba no any say I don't know what this off-duty description seeks to achieve, whether off-duty or on-duty. He's a policeman. No, but they are trying to explain the circumstance and also let you know, say, once you are off-duty, you are not in uniform, you are not in the line of duty. I will say, na one nipa ne kasano we go uniform ni hu fi and I say ntebia wo chi na na say we that is why omo cheche mu no as the effect of political recruitment into security services a comment obisa and ask a question obisa Adam say if you can hold on your temper then your days on earth will be many years longer. Mickey say there must be a total sanity in our police system. There are too many unprofessional servicemen in the service. When cry are we going to learn? Kweku Esechale, for reasons like this, I always wish getting a gun should be a very difficult process for everyone. If you want to man, NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bami no say idea neni abre papa na nsema wo kanyina na nya agro no audio na neni abre pa Oba eyade e-levy a yetu obeyi efiri ho. Saa so na betting tax awule nkotwa ne bet 800 cedis na mo ho beti 80 cedis enfiri mu. Meanwhile 80 cedis na nka no na ye ne reinvestment money. Enti Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ase oba obeyi efiri ho kra. Enti ene ucha bet a wa usika odi ni nyina ekọ. Saa so na wo send sika ukoyi sika saa e-levy charges no gebeyi efiri ho. Na ewa bra okasa ewo MPP manifesto launch ewo takrade eye Sunday ye na ochire mu se ono so oba nneema bebre na obeye ebi eye tax reforms a ode bebe Ghana se na ebe ya Ghana for ye ho be yan unkwankwaje wo salary na ebia wo salary no we take home no 1,500 wo behwe na wo na utua eye taxes ne ade nkwa be 400 wo 400 di so a utumi dididwa e de ya be nkwan for a month a ebusua betumi edi mudi ni nkakra enti no osi oba obehwe saade ni nyina na taxes ha Ghana for no ukota ade be 1,000 cedis wo behwe na tax nkwa be 300 o si na sa 300 mean to me fa to bibi nka ho ana eno ka no sa so no si oba nso a tax amnesty omo de tax ko muntua ne ade no oba obeyi ni na efiri ho na mwahya ase foforo na afa wunim se ka me di ye de acheme enti se ade me ntoto ma na monye na mansa ankoje ka ama me ho obeyi efi ho enti sa ne o manyina okekan ye na osan so ekan ye se our strategies bi oba obetumi ama Ghana se ba no digitalization ya na ne abrofo kra be ka se Ghana for ya de papa so ye Ghana a global leader ai na obe focus on ni policy competitive incentives strategic investment na or they are transforming or minor into a world-class digital economy. Into any Dr. Bawumia no ka no de aba digitalization digital taxes no ka osi chale. Enyowa we nyina ye kruchi egu manifesto mu a opa akofa bi na kan na market de ye ode wom o market ana omoba wetumi aka say enu ne ewu na kan ye WhatsApp na o de kire no. Enti sansem we nyina ekopie mu ho a the teacher videos kakra ekwotu social media na manfo say yenso ye wasem ka so wo pese oba na ode policies eba na obekire yemu de yenso ye wasem ka ye bebisa wo na Romeo ehya ase no say where was he when they were implementing it? This man is not serious at all. Now say anything for power, so you know it is not good and you brought it to Ghana. Sarah say I don't understand this man. Spartan say Bawumia was instrumental in drafting the e-levy. Akanyim, I say who introduced the e-levy? The man thinks we are still in 2020. Nti sa ena comment no ekoba ye anope dia aha ena ye trends no ABC.
See, I promises. So, ebia quite be first betimi ehunu say onipa na betimi aya na say ontimi nye is perhaps near what the kind aye pen and I say near what the kind aye da. So obviously we use a onipa now on the track record. How he's been able to actually implement and I say abide by the responsibilities that their man was say untimi utimi and as wentimi. Did he or she exemplify himself or herself? Utimi ye Emma down so and I say wentimi anye ni ye. Ni nyina no niema obetimi ahwe so. Na obesi gina aka say afiwe no panyini we na mpese mkokoto abama no panyini we na mpese mkokoto abama no. Mamenka o say ene anope yebedi nkomo no pino ano efa manifesto eno eho na ade ba akwa mampanya be de akiri Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia odi ese ne stress wo se de mli kan ye no digitization na ni nyina ne se opese of formalize the Ghanaian economy na je se ne no the enipa empempi no na ye di djuma wo ho hihye mu ni de keke ka ho no nyina ma ketase hye dream kankan ne proye eba wo man mo mitimi hwiri sika puduo ebe over $2 billion no annually afibia $2 billion as a result of corruption, any corruption related issues wo man mu no obese obre ni nyina se anaso obo me otimi yi ni nyina efiri wontie nei na nkenka ne wo be guru boy so ansa na akwa your passport ansa na wakwa ye o driver's license ne kekeka mampanyini ebe de yechire se na aba mu no obeyi sa ne manu nyina de efiri ho enei wo se Ghana for boa atoba e de amanu wokɔ baabi ɛna wokokoyi Ghana card ɛde to pɛ ɛnu kwan sɛ osambusa bio sɛ wo identification de aka ɛwɔ henfa bi dabi ɛno no kora no unya yi to hɔ no ano there are other adjoining agencies a so betimi afa na omo atimi ɛde o database no a ɛwɔ hɔ no omo atimi de ɛde dwuma nti ene no nyemfa ne sɛ wokɔ asese government services bia wokɔ Ministry of Information na kokoyi ɛyɛ o database kokoyi Ghana card de to a ɛkɔ database no mu a na just say all the ministries are common platform ninti wo database no ɛwɔ hɔ a baabi a bɛfa bia no ebetimi ehunu wo wo se ene no wo pese wo simplify kwan fa so itimi tua ɛto ɛwɔ man mu o de kɔ akwan ahodo so ene no ebetimi amana ye mmerɛ ɛde ama wo amotimi atua wo to senka yete heye na ene oba baba fatisha boli se me file me tax returns sansa fi muni nyina no odo yebetua income tax de keka ho ba ye adwuma ma amanfo withholding tax ndi ho nkro ne banyina no o se mitimi ekokutua eye 5% enka wote heye yi onko ba bia okuta ne tax identification number na ne odihye mu akonkron watua sika wo so otua edema aban we no ne ensem ne bia mampanyi abede ye Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ede tuta so ni a wo so betimi aye anase ni a wo wo so hwe ene se ensem kan wakan wohwe mu a ebetimi aboa de yeyo ebetimi aboa de eye nkoso mpuntu bi de aba wo wasetena mu anase wo man no mu ana we ene ensem wo se obusa we ni ensem a na anopai yenso yetena se a ye twetwe nkoma bi busa mpanyimfo ahodo a wo mu ehu ebom mu wo mu nimdi e wonsem mu ye ne wo tena se edi nkoma a ensem we bia na de beto omanimu na ya hwe se so Ghana for mutumi a ombetumi ayo anase wo muntumi enyo na minim se eye ride hailing sensemi enye ne nebeko na biye sankomo enye ne because na pese metiaze na odi nchiremu bi ba se abrante no ono so no ono onye bia oh but se wo kɔ ababa wa no ekɔ ne ho ena wakɔ akɔyira ena oshenkani no di na chinchin anti no di tirimu no se me de wa chinchin dia e wo se eka no a eka ho no utimi tua ene koda ne asem a
possibly yes
ama eye enei wakɔ akɔhwere ne nkwa
yes but still no anka asem we no anka etu asem bia anim what am I say anka etu asem bia anim and anka as a police officer no pono ebia sometimes you know street rage ube no obi akobie ne car boot na wakofa ade na ye di tutu ties no wafa bi ode be bo obi ana bibi enti sanka bibi sa akra call so as a police officer no then I actually in situations like this
that
and a baby awo no last time be me for a taxi time ana me tse side no me for a taxi and me jam me laptop or taxi no mu and me call fee and taxi driver no saw laptop no ebiem so no be CV or my laptop no so and nipa ni CV no of friend meanwhile you took me home or the me ko fie taxi driver no ko see me wo fie onim say fie nie enti no me jam my laptop na person de mamia
so
you drive back to the house but okoso laptop no and ono ahwehwe ebia na okohwe say me wo naked pictures bi wo ho say den yo and ono ahwehwe mu anti owie ye no ena ofa obi CV ena ofre number na e wo CV ne so no say ofa me enti me kai put me nimpo say me jam laptop o enti madufu amada ena madam for ne frɛ me say we dia wo laptop wo taxi mu ena me see ena say enti taxi driver ne frɛ me say o won sawom enti no brother beji ena me see you enti number na taxi driver ne de frɛ no and the man and I'm a friend taxi driver. I don't know say once a woman to know. So makes me happy to see a dear member. And I'm see you. And now Boba is say 11 p.m.
Oh, and I just
and now estate now 70 and I never want to and me unyaka at time no. And so me PFE estate no and nanti ya I could do the max 1. Still menyaka and nanti feed the max 1 I could gina satellite and only can satellite searchlight. Yes, searchlight. You could me could do searchlight junction. Me jaho menyaka. Sometimes now Boba is set 12 no. Menyaka. Aye. Me nyaka because the next day no so me be my laptop no so na me be
Obe here.
enti me gina wana me hu say police pick up ebesen and me gina omo na omo gina ye and omo say asembe and am say o say na esi and omo say omo kra omo won sa wom that's their station ti omo ko enti ene mentinem na yenko enti edu ho no na ohun say boys omo hu say boys bebre taxi driver no only boys bebre na nam yes about 10 of them and policeman me to track no policeman me say me hu nipa kra na me hu na and am say o kan kofo no mu gina ho no ho and no say ma me nsi me ntina kan mu and policeman no call ye no say lady ne Janet ne we wo ka mu we o say I and say one answer wa bohu kakra I don't know and policeman say on fa laptop no ema no and no je and policeman buy no say laptop ni ni me pese me ma guy ni bibia na and am say I and am man 50 cedis and do come a guy no and omo sign down omo ho ebe see me wo some taxi rank bi say enti taxi driver or kokuntun say fa ne ko and na omo de me taxi driver ne de me buy na
That's a nice experience.
me tuanika yes
That's a nice experience.
yes and me do feel na me dwen ho say number 1 you brought me home so anka hu hia sanka be so laptop no but let's say bia wo feel say na say wo be fie na wo be bo me do mu ana me fie we ana say me mbie wa we still feel well so what's your laptop no akofa CV afre obi wo frɛ nipa no na say nipa na frɛ me ana say wo je me number o nipa no wa say wo be frɛ me so
Yeah.
me na me de o buy no meja uja wo laptop no na bia make say oh fa bref you be je ahen na me tua oka there be o say me mbransa home me do ho anka me nkwa na me buy a on about 10 guys enti me hu say na omo ba be jojo mi o say maybe I want my say I am fan ma or well, I didn't know what the whole plan was we hu enti no so wakwa chinchin hwehwe place no o say fa ha na wakwa akodu awie na say nipa ne say o because we di me chinchin no whether the trip was taken with the app and as
or without the
offline
app. Yeah.
What the maybe I will see o me ba asylum down happy FM mudu asylum down makofa runabout makwa kopie mu MPP headquarters mefu wa ba bese akwa amaria mu wi amafa mama love because mu hu happy FM mu chinchin sa eventually mu do happy FM a na driver nka say o because me do we chinchin a no ni na ye fi won ni bi enti fa say kaskan ho it could be outrageous because I know say drivers be how yes sir
Yeah.
weekendi me go pie mu wa amasa man China more
Happy FM.
my year Uber ya me ye bia no more cancel and at that time no it was not fair ne ba 57 cedis taxis BCC ho and am bisa driver ba ko so me ko aha obeji a o se obeji 200 cedis
Was it?
o se obeji 200 cedis o se obeji 200 cedis
Happy FM.
and a manfa enti ye ho in fact shout out to Uber driver na odimiko fi Sunday no very 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 nice polite elderly man enti no yet to one me say share mintia 200 Ghana cedis trotro from that place to me fie 5 cedis mintia 200 cedis because na me calculation me see Uber say obeji 57 na ebia we beji between 70 and 100 cedis enti manfa enti yet to me sister nenam na me sister see o yem bisa nkofo na omo so mabeto ade na omo ko no say omo fire way a na bi omo aye lift nsi baby na onu so kuta akola na ye bisa papa bi sometimes na mo so maye Uber o a omo si 15 minutes away na yete ho enti ye bisa papa na o si o obetimi esi e wa amasa man no mi we fi say maye Uber o na mi huri tina kan no mu mini minua no enti ye akona aka kakra ma ye du amasa na traffic su wom ama ye du amasa man na Uber driver ni send me message say I'm almost there and I'm see ye asembe ni and I'm catching some panicho onu de ombe share wa amasa man and he said oh okay and oba amasa man o say opamicho mi ngina a particular place because na police for hanu me see okay oba fa me ye akona na me sister see o asa ne ba ne pension ti no yenya nsia oh na driver no eten branch ye call fuel station no asi ye ekoto nsuo no ba ye man is cross you onje on chese odi edu fie osi ye ema ye nneema na ye koto ye no so is chese anka driver bi na mese ombra China mall eno du na mini ho na mse ombra masaman
koma
kame anga sa mefanela o mapo asanka ye yo oba ye yo ne nsam oba twra ma no ore be ho and I had to call you. Your call and the fare had gone up a little bit because there was traffic.
Yes, of course.
Marlena, you or no crowd one. What was it? The where or treaty, yeah, no. And can you fair now? So I think the mountains is Sakara because I was like, this is very refreshing. And say, I'm my in but see how could them. Nipakra na obeshia no. So ya wo girl. So ya wo yere. So ya wunia. Ya sama aba.
Kofa sem dia ton so.
Ya sama aba. Ladies mo ko baby mo ko baby so wo ko wunia ho. So wo ko wo himfa ho. Wo fa kan na se woni se nya wo na wutua. Manipa nti ase se. This is the fair omode maame. No on prepare to ho. Anasa wo afa wo sika ko. Se se wa mo bi ewu kwa.
Adi yankomra Prince Obi Papa kwa na hwe phone so eh o de me yankomra Obi frafro no yankomra na yakoba the conversation continues live on a happy morning show when him say and am komuni nyina gina anopai so one for aka se fi na nto ho na wantie komuni bia why ho obi be say why wara yakoba enkomo no shase gidi on NPP's manifesto mukoko launch here ene yedom wasiko ye hwe nsem no digitization and digitization no ye hwe ehun sunsun so de betumi ayo e de ama oman yi eno ehun komo ne yakoba ebedi no stick and stay with us, we'll be right back.
Chemo, Charlie, you hold me down, and I'll forever be grateful. You know, since you showed me to soccer bet, and they see greats, talking of good cash out, fast payouts, high odds, and total odds accumulation. Bro, if they go on for this side, Charlie, that be high for day. I be you know that. Bro, soccer bet, they do the most. Them my interface, they catch me. Smooth navigation and easy access to all the sports games through any virtual games you choose. SoccerBet has all you need as a punter. High odds on pre-games, live games, and interesting virtual games to instant virtual games as well. Don't be left out on all of this. It's a good thing you join the fun side. Make the right choice today and enjoy all the goodies that comes with betting with SoccerBet. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly, not for persons below the age of 18. Gaming can be addictive.
Enemredi season na abameduane nua ye de emebusie tumi didima won ho ton eye mortar season
anu mortars de ama waduane aye de nansei papa enra jollof rice ya wodi mortars jollof and stew eye no ekoye papa enkola no so enjoy spaghetti na wodi mortar seasoning spicy ye no papa. Junior was asking for more and unim next time no ya am no so preko na me so metimi aka bi ahwe
oh no eneme be ya ponchilai soup entime isu mortars mutton seasoning na me dia spice me nam no na jai
o me kom krom pasta te de me enti ya ntamu o na ujafo ama me pie ha enra obom yem dodo ego mortars fo bodu ade ya ready de
ayeka
obedu adada
mortars wo dwase baby a ye wo de the spicy aponche stew spicy spaghetti and fish and afi akoko nam nyina fra 0244 599 661 and 0247 151877 mortars
be a kitchen star
FDA age edwedin kato yatum.
Se wo pese wo pomudin gina so na bibia kwaso wano wasitine mu a ene pe magnesium glycinate free Draxa Therapeutics Sesia magnesium glycinate ya magnesium a ebo woni padua no mu nhyehyeye no mu empre ahasa esan so bo ntini ahodo ne nnompenkita hudie manokọ wano jeje woni padua so mano magnesium dodo ahia nyina sɛ wopɛ bi ato a hwehwɛ yɛn wɔ www.draxa.org anaasɛ ɛwɔ Instagram @draxa.therapeutics. Sɛ wohia no do so puo mu a frɛ yɛn anaasɛ WhatsApp yɛn wɔ 0557-116-113. Yɛso yɛn wɔ Springtex Road, Eco Bank n'akyi pɛɛ wɔ Numgua Adegua no kwan so. Hyɛ ne nso sɛ yɛspɛle Draxa no DRAXER. Magnesium glycinate free Draxa Therapeutics. Yɛbɛma wo ahekeka wɔ asetena mu. So yɛhyɛ nnɛ yi a FDA gye adwadua yi nkratoɔ atum.
Darling.
Yes.
Ye bedidi na meche Angel Cola. Me bread dodo. Obi fa Angel Cola drink. Na ne yonku eyi Angel Orange. Ana Angel Mango. Ose me san pedi obi eyi. Aka me dem.
Sese obi ape Angel soft drinks ni nyina bi.
Ai daddy, me say me penny ni na bi.
Sister, wo de mama Angel Peach, Angel Strawberry, and na Angel Cocktail. Actually, no my body Angel Apple Lime.
What ye? Sani afuma de. Me say Angel Cola any Angel Orange pe na menya. Afei na nka it sounds so from wifey for us chest no ebesi ha. Never Angel drinks ni nyina agum. Obi ankata na ni no woni. De won sabe so mo no anom.
Ani, na samasa. Enu ano no.
De bia sani enya no. Angel Cola de asembabo. Angel drinks ya. Danquah Soft Drinks Beverages Limited. And why? Who to do our friend 0244 83 22 86 and 050 78 78 668.
Angel Drinks.
Taste like our day.
FDA agye de nkrato ya tum.
Sɛ wopɛ sɛ wote nsɛm ɛbɔ twi kɔ brɛman ɛwɔ man kronkron Ghana mu ɛnwompa ɛne mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu ɛtɔ aso mu a ɛne da bia fɔ kasafidie no to Happy 98.9 FM na tie the Happy Morning Show ɛfiri anɔpa no nsia ɛkɔpem nɔnkron ɛfiri dwoada ɛkɔpem efiada. The Happy Morning Show, we are your morning companion.
Abatuo mmerɛ no asan aso na mmerɛ no nie sɛ wobɛma waba ho ahia wo. Wohwɛ sɛ aban a ɔte so mprempren edi wɔn bɔhyɛ a wɔhyɛeɛ wɔ abato a atwa mu no mu anaa.
Yɛba sɛ de nhyehyɛ pa ɛbɔ ɔman mu nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛbɛtumi ama Ghana ɛto mpɔn ɛma sika ɛna ahotɔ ɛne adwuma atumi abɔ ɔman na Ghana so ayɛ dɛ atumi akɔ n'anim.
Na insha Allah obiara behu ne mfasoɔ enti Nana Addo Danquah Akufo-Addo ɔkyɛ mu bɔ no sɛ ɔne ba ɔbɛ transformi yɛ economy no ampa waba economy no ɛhyɛ ase sɛ transformi yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛgye ne mfasoɔ.
Over the course of the last 4 years, a tremendous amount of work has been done. Nevertheless, there is a tremendous amount of work that still needs to be done. More jobs must be created, more roads must be built. Bridges, schools, and hospitals must be built.
NTA Happy Morning Show, the development tracker, Eba Wakwan so. Yawada biara, anapana son and fa. What development tracker so yɛde nhwehwɛmu a ɛfa bɔhyɛ amanyafoɔ hyɛeɛ ɛne deɛ wɔtumi yɛeɛ sɛ ɛfa bambɔ mpɔmudinsɛm adesuansɛm ɔman yi sikasɛm kuayɔ dwadiensɛm anaasɛ asetena mu mpuntuo nsɛm ho yɛbɛdɔ mu asukɔ na yɛde mu nokorɛ kan no abrɛw kae sɛ ɛyɛ development tracker wɔ Happy Morning Show so yɛwada anapa biara wɔ mmara no so abɔ apaa mu. Stay informed, stay empowered. Development tracker wɔ Happy Morning Show so development tracker wɔ Happy Morning Show so yɛde nokoredie ɛba yɛn nkabi ma nkabi mu.
Sɛ wopɛ sɛ wote nsɛm ɛbɔ twi kɔ brɛman ɛwɔ man kronkron Ghana mu ɛnwompa ɛne mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛmu ɛtɔ aso mu a ɛne da bia fɔ kasafidie no to Happy 98.9 FM na tie the Happy Morning Show ɛfiri anɔpa no nsia ɛkɔpem nɔnkron ɛfiri dwoada ɛkɔpem efiada. The Happy Morning Show, we are your morning companion.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
And indeed, we are your morning companion. Commando Air Chassis live on Happy 98.9 FM. And for a few and to baby, because one of the key things that Mampanya Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has been championing since obey a vice president. A woman who has been digitizing and formalizing the Ghanaian economy. And as a matter of fact, there are a lot of initiatives, but in all of these, Ghana for a Busan Sembise, so so papa no ene de he kai say the flag bearer mampanye be Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia last Sunday na the New Patriotic Party wo mo elanche wo manifesto wo kan sem bi edifa digitization now onim for the purposes of say yebetimi aman komo no ejina ba bia wo say jina na yankofa ho mfiafia ho bia mane mefremu no. Let me go to page number 99 of NPP, not the abridged manifesto no. Page number 99 of manifesto nankasa. Na okwa itra sem no enu nie de wode atu etre ene se digitization was a commitment of the digital estate. Eno Mampanyi abedi achiri Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was a digital state to connect citizens with services. Na yeze no yeze bibia no totin abefo ntintankese no so na sa abefo kwan so ene abefo ebetimi aboa na yetimi adi nnwuma ahodo wo segana fo nyina edi ewo oman no mu na tie o se enima ahodo bi no mu a se Ghana fo to aba edi amano a wo pese otimi na me be so edi ama wonim say already Ghana card ade ba ko a aban yi wa bomodia manatumi agina yie ewo oman Ghana mu na enema ahodo bi no mu a mampanyi abede eche Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say Ghana for to aboma no obetumi ayini wasi wahye niema no nyina ewo obesi akuakuo ennan mu na ne opese oye ne se opese wotimi ema obesi akwanya ahodo eba se de bia Ghana for mabu bebre no abetumi anya adwuma yo ebio opese wotimi ehwe se de be ya ennioma ne nyuma Ghana for epe e de afira ban ho no wombetumi anya no kwan soronko so kwan tote so a obia Emma Medina mfimfina na so bia menjina adantemu na de okanie or say no public or private institution will ask you to supply your basic data again once you have a Ghana card na say no ukra Ghana card ya baby am bia no obi atimi musa obi say odi call ya no your data is on the system one any baby am bia no e betimi ahunu wo or say obe protect the digital rights by guaranteeing your digital identity na say no wa identity etimi ko abefo tintakese no so na sa abefo kwan hodo no so a ene no ye be protect no yentimi enhwe emo be fufuro enkonkofa enkonkodi djuma boni bi ewo dinimu. Now see, in the digital state environment, we will ensure that you stay connected at all hours so you can effortlessly and seamlessly access government services digitally. Or say abribia no tintani jina so yese fambi ite ntene enyuma hodo no apesen ka ban eyema wo anase service anka obeko aban ho no akwakoyo no abribia looks as if 24/7 obetimi ayo. The Etosumian say access to government services will not depend on who you know. You will not have to go through Goro boys nor endure long queues to get the services you have right to. As the services ahodo by edima enino say okwa passport okwa kopel Ghana card okọ any agents bia kwa kudi juma bia nya fe na kwa kudi santene so ti baby a oti bia emfa ho ne Ghana afana baby a obi a obetumi atena bia oti bia said ye bia services down wo hwe no na se ne a hwe ne betumi atrap amane de amawo na and someone who do pinwa and manifesto particularly when it comes to digitization and now pay yenya botre na yenu asuko mamenka say wadwen kire e won sem no hobetimi dia ba live on Happy 98.9 FM okwa ye wo Happy 98.9 FM ye streaming live e wo hobetimi e de achi na won so akire wadwen e won sem no mamenka obi say okwa WhatsApp 0594 051 145 nene anope yenje komotwe na ase ne de na ye sha ase from the quarters of the New Patriotic Party sangasa ene ye sha ase di nkomo no afri izan say ene panyina wono ena wo hwe wo mu IT nsensem so Deputy Director of IT Owura Stephen Forson oba be piem e ofidua mu a ene ehu hia izan say ensema hodo a mampanyini abedi akire wo him Frank Adiama New Patriotic Party Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia de tudwa no ye no mu asuko ye mu se na ka committee no bi meboa IT committee, digital.
The digital campaign strategies.
Your digital campaign strategies will fear and ano pay. And to digital who send some biano. Mr. Mo Hamon Famusa, Esteban Forcing. But when person be free, hako na fian sani ye be triumph. Wababa transi. Akramamo achimo akwaba.
Meji also yeah Jimmy also no ba.
Yeah also no. But I'm just apomboko there.
I don't be aboko.
How is the campaign going in terms of said the Oka said digital campaign strategist? Say na kono wa be funtin tankezi no so.
Me da CP mitia etiefo nso metiefo nyina ache. Baby a obi aka say ya hene ba ya also no ba. Na digitally there your campaign ekoye. I mean everything is going very well. You can say digital and you say be online, social media and using various digital means to reach the people through SMS, through WhatsApp, through email, through Google, through YouTube. Ghana phobia no na so we also targeting people who are inclined in the digital space. A hot space no hu hia to say obi to say me say Osha manifesto no baby hu hia me wo kese pa the digital economy how people like myself will also feel included in this modern world. So digital campaign there is going very, 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 I want to say a very good, very big, a good morning to the digital campaign director, Dr. Augustine Blay, and the whole team, Honorable Sheila Battles, Dr. Collins, Yabwa, Maximus. The whole team is doing an amazing job, at the digital campaign directorate of the campaign.
I mean, baby, our interest is what we are going to talk about this.
Exactly.
And minimum panyabi the track and SMP. Waka say one of the reasons is the opposite of formalizing the Ghanaian economy is number one, to create more jobs, because the vice president Odidi say itimi Emma ye digitization to me ejina Emma etumpon betimi aboa ama mabuna hodo mo mamu no betimi anya adwuma ye adwuma dan betimi aye e de anya sika ewo mu ebio o se said nipa dinkita ho ewo enyuma ewo se Ghana fo binum enyamu no eno ka ho bi amaketa hye ene dwurum ekoso enti ene no ade ba ko a ogina so se obetimi ama digitalization etimi agina yie no ene se obetimi aboa na human interface in access and as in accessing government services no obetimi akofom se de be aketa hye ne dwurum ne kankan ne proye ni nyina no to me and we know said the NPP government over the period why NMP particularly spearheaded by Orua Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say there are a lot of initiatives within the digital space and as a digitization space what they are by in IFM but offer manifesto no and some who do be wo worker na obema me akwenya mame beye sima beye mienu na me fankin kan ensem ne bia mampanyi Abidi Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia Eddie Etuja. Number one, there's going to be an implementation of a framework for government digital services and infrastructure that delivers seamless automated access to government services, including and among others, possessing a digital identity, a digital signature, a digital mailbox for an official communication for official communications. This is to ensure every citizen can complete, sign, and send official documents for government services from end to end online. Adopting a whole of government once only principle where citizens and businesses provide certain information only once, and that information is reused across various government services and agencies as needed, reducing administration, eliminating redundancy, and improving efficiency in delivery of government services. Implementing blockchain technology and smart contracts to secure data exchange and transparent government services. Employing a distributed ledger technology improves transparency and efficiency. Just under this, a digital identity, Ghana ni bia benyabi. The doesn't mean say Obe introduce a year and as obe adopt a whole of government and as one's only principle. Say any ode ohuniema echo a year ora forcing IT center. Na ode kokodi juma na ye government accredited that. Ene no en ukọ any other agency bia no a ehun hia say o sign the additional information dia kwa komo mo. The toso miensa and say also be implementing blockchain technology. Na eno ena was me person busa ho asem no blockchain technology no eno no ediade Ghana for person mo ti ase wadama.
Okay, me da se bebre.
Happy FM.
Before you become blockchain is person me kasa fa our digital, transformation where we've come from and the contributions that this country, this government has made towards our digitization, journey, what we promised and what has been delivered and what we have to look up for. In fact, Abanwe Erbano, one thing, ABC Swana Dr. Baumia share the whole framework of the government and how Ghana operates. Say no. If our economy will actually move on to the next level, we need to put certain infrastructure in place. I say, on mining running in a certain way. Send a bear, a man for home bed and ever torn. Now, or Siki said, first of all, he decided to say, okay, you put certain services Ghana for a use often. Your money easily accessible. Let's bring up technologies. Ebma amai team move for home better. Na ebe boost government revenue generation and so na bibia akoto. Some of the things I promise here include to digitize the public sector health facilities. I don't know most of the health centers right now. In fact, uduwa wako hoda first wako hospital if in the yako food. Na food no kwa wan lucky abona ira na say medical history bebre na afi doctor obesho no obe try and error because the previous doctor throw far so say draw we pay me no kwan see edema because ma check hu ye the man na baby betimi ato no na nkofo bebre timi hwere mo kwan because of some of these things. So this technology Dr. Baumia, a champion here, that's the public sector health facilities. You connect your money through the digital means. It has been established that a year Juma. We also promised online filing of taxes. As you see, you file VAT, taxes it is done online. Yeah, more around your business is most now. Amanya very easy. In fact, and no thing I'm not going to pay taxes to you. Sometimes in yes, they come buy no, but the processes involved in going to the GRA office na okotia yes no money here too cumbersome. One other thing I had buy ya promises here be ya man ya kama. This ECG power app. Osha before everybody know Dumso na one of our biggest problem in this country. Na man for kind years of you Dumso yes that be. You see Dumso problem no. Yeba yesterday no, it's not about say generation in kwa say okoto generator abesi won kwa. Na even sika ye de be run generator no. The operationalization of the generation facility no is the problem. One, now the way you collect your revenue mobilization cry what's the problem? Because among phones ya na also most so your postpaid. Inti when tia na say dey be ECG edeka ontimi nkotua omo generative power na ma no even nkotua nipa no generative power no so ntimi generative bebe nti we brought that one up and you and I attest to this fact. For me, I don't remember the last time. I've actually forgotten the last time me too me na call ECG office me koto me kotua electricity bill and answer me koto me nka we bia me card kra eda eno say my app ye ja and I do 2 am kra na e besan. Now why then? What to be? Own train cramming inside. Almost a cabaret 20 be and now we be
50, 100 be and to be now.
What to go so now will be one. And no, yet, si can't one a generator my government. As some my gentlemen move for near who are toying. Now, am I a security? So first, and imagine say, nka wako to be now Pierre Bonte meters in Super Bowl Bonte. And I do 2 a.m. now they coach us who do work on for the we pay there and Sanko inside. I'm in Corobio. So security wise ne so no aye den aboa bebre mpacho meba aside the ghana.gov
yes
buy
yes
the government businesses bebre ebe put it together passport application no me ade nya ghana.gov yeso na aye den etwegu baby a wo bia utimi apply for passport ni kwan say obekọ bank bi akoto say forms ni nya yeyi ni nya fio amate memofo ho atomo. All these are things are being adapted in place. Now going forward, no, embrinti besem bobo nyame beso mebanya all kind so. Mebobo nyame beso. These are some of the things that are buying no adapted was the next chapter. That's the bold solutions for the future. After you lay the foundation for our digital improvement, you lay the foundation. You buy now buying your total fiber optic cable license. I mean cable saya license my way mo. Yearly was just around 478 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
This government,
that's the whole country.
The whole country. Look, right now as I speak to you, the total number of fiber optic networks in Ghana that have been licensed by government is 7,234 kilometers.
That's between 2017 and 2024.
Yes, that's the total I was so far. And I'm about total so far. Now the MPP government so far has contributed 93% of this total. I want us to understand the foundation. Any baby yetime pija foundationally no. And what Dr. Baumia is about to build upon. And this MPP government and contributed 93%. That is 6,756 kilometers of fiber optic cables. So
it means a chunk of the fiber optic cables are any
yes.
Mampanyi na Danquah Kufuado ne breso.
Exactly. And they are all here. Exactly. Okay. All the companies are licensed your man the NCA are provided these fiber optic cabling in say C Square Ghana. You know, say they have done 1,146 kilometers. Spectrum fiber I 1,839 kilometers. Main one no our license 46 kilometers. Comsys. In fact, all of them are here. Gridco, Nita, they've all done their bit. Into Osha fiber optic cabling, any foundation, now say a paving way for the bold solutions for the future, Dr. Baumia. Number one, also build a strong digital network. Or build a strong digital network. Our plan is to create fast and secure online systems. And now can 17 no.
Yeah.
And say fast, next time secure.
Mm-hmm.
Fast and secure online service systems that will connect everything in the country, from government services to private companies and regular citizens. And so using internet. Right now, internet has become the lifeline of everybody.
Yeah.
Happy FM.
Tama, BBC, internet services, disrupted cacao in this country.
Yeah.
Everything came to a standstill. Number two, also, make digital services reliable and affordable.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, a constant crown or man reliable and affordable. And okay, say of manage national. Okay, so of man national. And of man national provided that digital service no as if say a utility like water and the way you hear issue any other utilities. There was a time internet is a luxury. But it's internet war in our homes. It's internet war to enhance learning, to enhance work. Me say baby I'm because of internet. So internet service no be reliable and also affordable.
Because already internet data service
why are we saying this? Even internet penetration in the country no. Yes, this government has added a lot, which I'll come back to later. But still, there are certain underserved places in this country. I just say, what we are going to do is, baby. Now, the telcos, telecom companies, what they do is that they also buy these equipment. Meaning, what I say, these equipment. Now, they buy with money, which is expensive. Now, said Nipa, for use these services no keto ebia. It means say e kana omo airborne almost be dey on chama sani paketo no.
Because obviously it makes sense logically or go into business not to make losses.
Exactly.
Or go into business to make profit.
But see yetimi eboa you support these private sectors. Now almost increase almost reach to every part of the country. It means any part of na ebe use these services. It means any part of na ebe contribute into eboa na ebe if more let's divide. Part what I say into eboa na ebe conform, and this is what this government is doing. We are also going to, that's what I said, we are going to expand the internet access. That will contribute to bringing the cost down. We are going to set up new rules and offices. Now, Osha abide by all these digitization initiatives here. He's going to set up a new office that's going to deal with it, to manage all of it. Called the Chief Digital Officer, Officer's Office.
Yes.
All these things everybody together. One thing Dr. Baumia did as Vice President is through his own ingenuity, he tried his best to coordinate. What should I do, baby? I say NHIS, you be connected to Ghana card, where you be connected to this. Because previously this didn't exist. So every agency was building things in silos. Into we by any day we not the database now we are anyway enkasa. I have had the privilege of working with certain government agencies. Once a database are way one. There's no primary key here, and I say Colombia unse waha nti we abaha waba Happy FM na se wako another station the information e waha no ebe waha nti bo se na bibia ye basa
now we obekwa waha obekwa eniha obekwa
same person waha but here with different details has different if your phone number 0244 okwa ha wakobo 020 another phone number nti wo hwehwe sa ne pay a na bibia ye basa Unyawati say, no say set up the office of the Chief Digital Officer to put all these together. Obey any digitalization way biano. Every agency, every government institution biano must come under this umbrella. Now, you control how things are done. So that everything will be in the way it is supposed to be. In fact, okwa bruchra maybe I'll be do biano. It is the same everywhere. It is the same everywhere. And listen to Dr. Baumia says, Adena, why a Ghana card are due details. Oh, why a passport says, Brabebo, Bebo, Sano, Babe, found it. It's not the same fingerprint now. What the Ghana card certificate and one out there, your fencing passport. So he is going to do that, put all these things together. One thing he's also looking at that is very, very interesting for me. Is encouraging digital payment. Encouraging digital payment. In fact, that's what will enhance business, buying and selling. And the business is around the clock. I be more ever so more can almost see 24 hours. There now more crowd montiasian. So I say, so businesses all around the world. Obiaka say 24 hour bibia erania uti. It means that the business is doing business 24 hours. Economy, the
business does not sleep.
Business doesn't sleep. To me, that is what is a business or a nation that is running 24 hours. Say what that on?
Still, I think
na ECG Sika 1 million Ghana cedis. Yes, sorry, na ECG Sika acquire 2 million. And then the chair said that the business was running 24 hours. It's not just about production. Yes, we need jobs for the people, but we also need the businesses to run.
So the argument is that then the 24-hour economy, the National Democratic Congress, you the NPP will hinge it on digitization.
We are already doing it.
Say never bet me without
through Dr. Baumia's digitalization, 24-hour economy is already running in Ghana. And I'm catching Yakwada Andra, ECG Sika no Mondrano. Adichi, ECG Sika, Akosro. Yakwada Andra, passport office Sika Omwandra. Through Ghana.gov inti. Adichi and na consolidated account no, a move up no, Ghana Water Company. Then the Sika or no, Adichi no, Ghana Water Company, Nisika Nibiaden, Abekao. So that 24-hour something no can. It is just a byproduct of Dr. Baumia's digitalization drive. It is just a byproduct. It's just one of the byproducts of the digitalization drive. That and Obia was here about technology and IT and online businesses and this is what we mean. And we started using this not today. What 24-hour mean. We already understand. Hey, I started an online business. And the main purpose of online business is Ghana for Adano, China for Ndai. Nti Madano, I can still do business with China.
Yeah.
Madano, I can still do business in Nigeria. Now my business no, although me kodai because nipadua no ye den ya nipadua no eda.
Yeah.
Nipadua da. Nti wadano na business no den koso. Now this is the trick. When business no koso sa, sales drive sa. That's what pushes the companies to say, okay, see, I'm sales side. So now let me expand my production. Then I can say, okay, so now let me now expand my production from daytime. Now I'm feeling This is what it means. Inti I'm for two from a way. Na ye say ye be find the pass ye be say ni nyano. Omo ntiase. Nka ye be nyambre ni nya awehemu awo Dr. Baumiemu. Send the Ghana for be December 7th year. Na ye be Dr. Baumiama na ye ejuma. Ubon say automatically things will just fall in place. Look, development doesn't just fall from the sky, so it takes an exceptional leader who recognizes the problem and has solutions, practical solutions that are bold. Practical solutions that are bold and are verifiable. Say me ye be. It's not magic. Say, hey, sorry ko ye juma. And that ko ye juma. Ko yi meeting am ne baba bi di nkomo. Na baba say anawa anajo metna say anajo to no one eba maybe unity. You see, so we have to create.
But that's what they also saying. Say it will be based on demand and supply. Say if there is increased demand in a specific sector and in a specific area.
I haven't seen their plan for this demand. The plan to drive the demand. First of all, there should be a plan.
They've not launched their manifesto yet, so how will we be able to know? Or we are being preemptive.
Well, for the past, Now, Dr. Baumia saying, "Obey encourage digital payments," and I'm kind because of the digital payment, a lot of businesses are going to go on. Yeah. Who needs current office space? I bet you 700 Ghana a month. As a young man and young woman, you can still do business in this country, which a lot of young ladies are doing now. Right now, you meet a lot of ladies. They say they are entrepreneurs, but in the shop when here, only shop. But say few of them into a far bags and no the be goofy. Need the bands or better to online. Now, Dr. Baumia through the interoperability, mobile money interoperability, up to move money from bank to mobile money. Now there is payment. Now there is also obeshemukena. You know what I say? Obeshemukena ma young people atimia ye juma. Look, enye obia nebe sorry afa ne file asa na moto em. And then I'm say okoye den. Okope juma. Some of our young people need to have that business creation mentality. They can do things for themselves and create wealth. That is it. Yet me lay the foundations down at 2 year. The job of government is to lay the foundation, lay the framework that will enhance young people to believe that now we have a lot of young people.
We are sending me a message. Are we saying that Rawlings, Kufuor, Mills, GM, and the other president that we've had in the Fourth Republic did not do anything about digitization? I say yes, I'm paying for more. Say you can't about digitization and I said digitalization. I want to me and you be I'm fahon cry. And they come here and say about the body in no. Young famo Dr. Mahamudu Baumia.
Say and yes, I net make I say before about banner. This is what we had. Now all these past governments contributed their bit. The first digital fiber optic license was 2007. 2007. Yeah. Peninko for the launches are you can verify.
Yes.
It is there. So Peninko for he kickstarted all this whole thing. Or kickstarted this whole fiber business in a twazo. But I'm talking about the boom. When the boom actually happened was in this particular
So for the past 7 years, yes. Now we've seen the boom.
I mean, and it is evident. I don't have to even tell people that the boom, the boom has boomed. It is evident. You see, we've gotten to a place where now people are even afraid to speak the truth. You see, Obia to me, Obia Felix Obey to me, sorry, I can't open. It's always sorry. I say, I'm ready way by. As if said, Nagana, Yenya, and the history we are talking about, Minia, and your history actually. History, 8 years history, crowd will be person or two offense and most agree in this one. What I say, obviously, I say, been a free education by okay, yenya and the yenya you and the minia be a bruni. I says, it's obvious to me, can you pay? And the minias idea, make me a Chinese in me. Is that the kind of country we are trying to build where truth has become like, this is not an opinion. When the woman we mourn him say, ex-president Mahama in the year circle interchange. One name him. Obianim. Yeah. One name him say ex-president Mahama in the year your friend say Terminal 3. One name him. Obianim. Into one soon name my we mourn him say, ayo mampeni Nana Danquah Kufaro in a different education by. One name Obianim. Once in a woman we mourn him say, you can't digitalization. The only person name ever win him. Nidimba with him, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. One name. These are truths that it doesn't have to take a certain communicator to go around. And sometimes more journalists, you have to look into people's faces and speak the truth to them. Now, me can intro my show, many that be way there, you're fast and because one I am with the newspapers near the activity be based on my be a much good newspapers. So you know what is happening. Until we be journal because I sometimes we expect newspaper. I mean journalists for some because would be way there in data by President Bipo if you 2016. And so infrastructure you started seeing in 2018 and 19. Also no me say a man for to me teleport from the past. Future no me bibi no ma sansan o mechi akọ hand over
for me yanko back to ensemo Mampanyi Abediachiri Dr. Mahmoud Baumia so and you mentioned say Mampanyi Abediachiri seeks to appoint Ghana for Abamano Chief Digital Officer at the presidency to advise and coordinate the design and implementation of all government digital initiatives and policies. The CDO shall be responsible for establishing a centralized coordination mechanism to 1. Centralize the coordination of digital initiatives across government. Support institutional arrangements, collaboration frameworks, standards and platforms with a clear definition of roles and responsibilities in implementing digital transformation agenda. And the using the whole of government approach to build trust in the delivery and management of digital shared services. CDO. Could we not have sublet this particular responsibility to the communication ministry?
This is a specialized initiative. It's a specialized initiative. You know, some of these existing institutions that we have, agencies, they are established by law. And when the law is establishing them, it stipulates their functions clearly. Yeah. You understand? Yes. This is something new that the government, the new government that's going to be led by Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is bringing on board. And it is his initiative. He wants to have a close, supervision of it. So that's why it's coming to the presidency. However, as some of these institutions, these initiatives started and they were with the presidency, and later when it moves to the way government wants it to be, they can now shift it. Okay, now this one is under this ministry for supervision. This is how it is. It's not anything new. Previously in this particular Nanado's government, this activity was being supervised at the office of the vice president.
Vice president, yes.
And me myself, I have witnessed several of these coordinations. The vice president trying his best. There was no framework. Trying his best. Using his office. NHIS.
I am work at Triamai.
Matthias, NHIS CEO Mpacho Bra. Now only Ghana card for moment Nase. Near Ghana card, we are talking about the
National Identification Authority.
Yeah. Moment Nase na mon come dream boom. Na yen who mon share to say na mo database no ete sen oh mo de no moje say moje name say oh and there say na we moje first name eje say name eje other names so da mo so mo ye modern first name middle name other name na like enye
pepepe nti baby abeko bia
thank you very much na mo so you say monje Ghana card in shape na modern shaha na we dey na shaha nti ye fasa table ya yetimi dey join modern na yenya a complete so we need some and as an IT person this job is a very huge specialized job huge. You understand? It's not about say Frank Culture Communication Ministry. Of course, it's under digital and we know and the activities will interlink. But then it needs this kind of level of supervision. That's why he's bringing it there.
Promoting responsible content regulation and online safety. Thereby saying in some way they go. Abafutin tankesi no so bitimi ahwe ni yese bitimi aboa oman mpuntu ne nkoso se de bebo afoforo binom ho ban another issue a mampanyini abedi eche Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ka ho asem ba ko san kan ne se eto a egu mobile phones so no mu yi every se bie mu yi e-levy the free ho say harmonizing governing laws to support the growth of our digital economy. Say mobile review Electronic Communications Act of 2008 Act 775 mobile review Electronic Transaction Act of 2008 Act 772 mobile say ene said ye niema e wo mamu nyina no ebo ebra said e be bitimi de mpunto ne nko me brand ko but if you can put everything in a summary for me. When you talk on put it in the summary for me. I can anybody power.
But I don't say buy a man muka.
No correct.
You know how we operate.
Yes.
In meme party mono yen training and say yen intro. The major training we are giving is baby awokobiano what prepare. Why your research are backed by facts and data. Intina me baby I won't say me krata na me laptop. Na kwa say me jan say akeka nya me minim da bi me kan bibi sa me party e betwe maso. Ye mfa ntro ene na entry ni yen.
Fa we ka ho. Amending relevant legislations to establish data interoperability platform among government agencies.
Exactly.
Enti fado kan na bono to from Wadarama.
Enti ni nya abekọ into the establishing the office of the chief digital officer at the presidency to advise and coordinate the design and implementation of government digital initiative policies. I say this person also will also harmonize laws, obey to the harmonization of laws.
Yes, exactly.
Harmonizing aye kama.
Okay.
What has now own say obia fam brother own say embra we there. Any obia kasakama embrano the various laws no
any yimu any
a harmonize
okay
ya kase harmonize the omote asumdwe because embra bi ho embra we ye ne de wo se na ebo ebra ene no and so no be harmonizing laws like the Electronic Communications Act and then the Electronic Transactions Act to support growth of the digital economy. What I say, digital economy is a growing economy. This government is championing. And yet, to saddle it with so much taxes. Everybody in this country knows Dr. Baumia's position when it comes to e-levy and taxation. Make I say, Tamna e-levy by you see, MPP party, yet me share your opinion. Yen obi and you say be a binding ye bibina so be and then ya untiminka. MPP party no. So I remember say when e-levy was coming, I was interviewed on your platform here. I was called to share my opinion, and my position then and my position now has not changed. It remains the same. Maybe because I am not a finance person, I'm an IT man. And I believe that we are now trying to convince people to do more digital transactions. Chianyama online, use more. I hardly hold money. In fact, I can go months without holding any money. All my transactions are done on my phone. Even after you buy anything, I still use it. I use it because it is convenient. It is convenient. So yeah, convince I'm for normal go through this digital mode of payments. Yeah.
And you
feel na to incentivize them. we need to, encourage Ghanaians to go into the digital space more. And that has been Dr. Bawumia's position on this subject matter, and he has made it emphatically clear. Look, during his speech at UPSA, he stated it and made it emphatically clear. Say, ono de oba, no be president. Sisi or vice president, or president. Every president has only visions and plans and programs. Was laying it down. Yeah, draw budget. We say, and obey adana on statistics here. The current government has drawn its budget. Had drawn the plans and programs, which includes this. The things you have to do to take it out, no. If your money may not be able to survive. You understand? So on the plans and program, we're making provision for it. So nobody no yifima or will be beer or be compensate. Such as obe harmonize tax system with the digitalization by America. Obe harmonize no. Now we included the private sector in government businesses. So now we be a government and the government eboka bebre. Also
private entities
private entities he even made it clear at UPSA. They say government maybe it's a government owning so many cars now. Okay, private entity you own it near rent because and that's how most of the companies in Ghana do. The trucks now who say the Coca-Cola, the Guinness, most of these trucks don't belong to them. They are transport companies that belong to different private people who are running this. As are you the business now? As a government, you focus on your core business. That is laying the legal framework, the policies that will make the country run well, so that the people will be empowered to own wealth. When the people own wealth, then the people can do much for themselves. Oh, maybe it's a campaign. It's
but Dabeni Binya Shabebo. For us to actually finish on this particular.
Well, I'm around to Ochina Crown Besame.
Okay, all right. You're being Deputy IT Director for the New Patriotic Party. I mean, what I say, another power by me Shinkobo. And if the digitization promises that man Panini Abdi Dr. Mahmoud Baumia the buy because in some pino moi was it Minya and to Boasia Dons in Moscow and come over for the conversation continues live on the Happy Morning Show. Young Comrades is here.
Tovila Water Solutions. Tovila Water Solutions. If na water treatment you define it. Tovila Water Solutions. Technical support for your water systems. Tovila Water Solutions. Water research deo. Training deo. Tovila Water Solutions. Water dispensers, drinking water supply. Tovila Water Solutions. We dey provide safe water for your homes, companies, industries, communities, government and non-governmental organizations.
When it comes to customer satisfaction and professionalism in water solutions, Tovila Water Solutions is the #1 in Ghana. You can contact us on 055-2490-864. We are located at Titegu, Accra, Ghana.
Read your Bible, pray every day.
Happy Bible Quiz 2024. Asamba Biyo. Happy Bible Quiz. Wujiri se winning Bible numu yepa. Winning die ewa twerɛ kronkron no mu. Wujiri se ɛkɔ nkan yepa. Wujiri se wobetumi ɛne afofo bi no mu ɛde ataso. Ɛsi akan ewa twerɛ kronkron nim die mu ɛdi mpunimu ana. Wei ɛyɛ akonya kɛseɛ a yɛde mamu. Yɛ kradoɛ. Na fa ho bra bɛhyɛ sa ɛne gyedwumadie a desua ahyɛ mu mu. Sɛ deɛ bɛyɛ bɛsa twe ho abɛn onyankopɔn. Happy 98.9 FM. Yɛ to nsa frɛ nsɔrensɔre ɛne obi biara wɔ gyidie sɛ ne nim die ɛwɔ Bible anasɛ twerɛ kronkron mu no. Ɛkɔ nkan. Sɛ ɔmfa ne ho 2024 Happy Bible Quiz no mu ɛma saa akonya ɛmpa honko so baba bɛso wonim die ɛwɔ twerɛ kronkron no mu ahwɛ na ɔsɛ nya kyɛdeɛ akakraka ɛde aka ho bɔmɔden a bra bɛkyerɛ wo die na fa ho bra bɛhyɛ Happy Bible Quiz no mu na bɛkyerɛ wonim die a wowɔ ɛwɔ twerɛ kronkron mu obi biara na n'igye ho no obetumi aba bɛfa ne form ɛwɔ Happy 98.9 FM so pentremu bia bɔmɔden afɛ tetefa ho man 0245957852 Happy Bible Quiz knowing Christ Happy FM Nimbia Happy FM any Danquah.
Happy Bible Quiz
Knowing Christ.
Get ready to soar the skies of Rwanda. Business in Kigali, shopping in Johannesburg, or vacation in Paris. Experience our vast destination network and parade fleet and award-winning service. Whether you are a new traveler or planning your next escape, Rwanda guarantees unmatched comfort and a sky-spanning network. Book your next flight today at rwandair.com or reach us via email at sales.accra@rwandair.com. Call us at +233 0598 760 645 or +233 0598 797 194 or visit your nearest travel agents.
Rwanda, fly the dream of Africa.
I was in the tub. Na minsumenya bashemechi. Na minsumenya ni je o mawari mu.
Akos, na last time I go hospital no. Na wasi dey important na yewo.
Wasi me tube no mu asi. E na fibroid and so kakra. And na say, ochina say, afi kra dey my bre.
Surgery so there, you don't need to undergo any surgery. Dreams Fertility Clinic. Yeah, Waterma, Community 22. Ekuta solution ni nyina.
Dreams Fertility Clinic.
Ane, wadi mfidie be hwe mogya no nipadua mu. Ehuna de property. Yeah, hawo. Na kire aduro kura. Wonfama wa ebemu anyem. Wo mu nyonya chemicals asembia o. UK any New Zealand. Abrofu bia wa biye wa habamem ene ye nduro no. Oyo ba wo tube mu asi. Wonyi nsanya no wapon. Obra asizi ana emma kura. Fibroid, irregular menstruations. Tese bibia esi awo kwan de. Dreams Fertility Clinic. Watele te na ye mema nso e. Wasa low sperm count. Bema wa ye mbre wo mpem. Die ntimi nyina so. Ade my body as well now. For Dreams Fertility Clinic 0597 225 389 and 0599 555 220 and 0597 225 388.
Someone him say, "E moja bia betwi bia no. Etumi ti nipa baako mmiɛnsa enkwa." Akwanya na babie wo se menu mienu yebetimi abahia mu nya kwatwe moja ede agu ho ne ede age afofo no nkwa. Happy 98.9 FM yene Danquah Insurance yede 2024 blood donation exercise no hyehyɛ so beka ye ho e wo Madina STC station September bosome no ne da toso aduonu nwɔtwe na nkro pepepe ne de dwumadie no ahyehyɛ so bro na wo so batwe moja ne bia na de afofo no nkwa kai se moja bia beso ko bia no ɛho hia. See you there. Happy FM, Danquah Insurance Blood Donation. Make a difference. 1 pint at a time. Be a hero. Donate blood. Happy FM. Name dear Happy FM. Any Danquah. So person to some about Chico Bremai. Ewo my concongana mo. Enyompa. Enim pensem mu etasumu a. Ene debia. For kasa fidie to Happy 98.9 FM. Netie the Happy Morning Show. Efi anopanonsia ekopim nonkron. Efi juada ekopim efiada. The Happy Morning Show. We are your morning companion.
No angel drink. Angel drinks. Oh, Jom. And Angel drinks, Angel Cola, Angel Orange, Angel Mango, Angel Peach, Angel Apple Lime. Ninyina ojum. I don't go soft drinks, but Beverages Limited. No, dia bajum. To be na koton because I'm on for two guswa. One more Tony Bebre Anomo 0244832286 and 0507878668. Angel drinks taste like our day. Dreams Fertility is brown. Yabemo back nge pa. I won't how bia no. But more than bra best share Dreams Fertility Clinic near be you how in idea fruit so for any nikita home 0597 225 388 and 0597 225 389 and I build 0599 555 220. Dreams Fertility Clinic, the leading clinic in fertility solutions. Dreams Fertility Clinic, a holistic fertility for all. Kai say in Robia Nima Obiano, a idea a your body and sano, and a Food and Drugs Authority at J at Tumu. Ope in Nupe Betimamo Pumudine Etimia CP Esitadia and I may come for drugs therapeutics. One more supplement of the about a Jomu Edi amount. But what the other copy said a bear, one of my choir, one a woman, Kutia, Yarawa Ahodono, a bit to me, Edina Brand, now Quatia Arabia 0557 116 113 and 0538 655 620. And numbers a bit me a fre. Dragza Therapeutics ewo so na www.dragza.org. Dragza understand your spelling no DRAXER. Dragza Therapeutics, your health and our expertise are connected. Wanum de na emom unu aduane a pe freshly grounded spices no oba de nsa no yam ne kama ne atetere ade agu ade kama mu betimi amu aduane no aye de make mortars seasoning. Now mortars na more taste and will let you be a kitchen star. Now top mortars noodles, mortars shito and the mortars mixed spices no na for you aduane na one about be do ho dance here e dey achire me football purchase but more than afre na kokoto bi 0244-599-611 and 0247-151-877. My guest in the studio this morning, Penyinia wono ebano omai amanyo semu wadi muntintima yi pa wadi wamai Ghana chi enfie bebrenie wa stande akra sa yenkayanto ne swaba in the name of the Convention People's Party CPP Sankanto ne swaba to become the president of the Republic of Ghana. Panyini banu omai amamu said omai be koso omai puntro eni ye he's been championing it for a very long time. Na ene ekwa wodi animu the National Interest Movement. National Interest Movement. Who really is speaking for the nation Ghana? Everybody seems to be speaking about and as they're speaking for their political parties, but not the nation Ghana. And he says that look, there is a need for reach a consensus. Say Beka and Semafa, the state called Ghana. And he's also a leading member of the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, ARC. Me penny and the penny dinkomo is the person of Dr. Michael Abu Sakara Foster. He's joined us in the studio this morning, Doc. Good morning.
Good morning, Sefah. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to also have you on the show this morning. I believe everything is okay.
By God's grace.
Are you okay with the way things are being done in this country? That's the first question that I want to
I think, first of all, arriving at Happy FM, I'm okay because you always make people happy. But when we talk of our larger nation, which is indeed a very serious matter that cannot be allowed to be dictated by partisan politics. I heard a very sad statement. I won't mention the person who made that statement. He said, look, things are not okay. Are you with me? But for the sake of your party, vote us back in. So are you telling us that your party is more important than the nation? That itself disqualifies you. Are you with me?
And that things are not okay, but we will still want you to vote for us.
Yes. That is the very reason why we started the National Interest Movement. To say that, look, our national interests cannot be subsumed by partisan interests.
Why has that been the case?
It has been the case because we have come to adopt a multi-party democracy that is essentially for the lack of a better word, very antagonistic. And to the point that at the end of the day, no particular issue is seen for its own merit. It is seen purely in the context of how can we score points here for our side and how can we also score points here for our side. And when you extend that to an extreme, where you cannot rationally debate serious national issues anymore, you lose track and you go off track. And to the extent that you don't even realize that you have gone off track. The road is there, but you're riding in the bush because you believe that this is your bush and it is better than the road. So that is the disease that has captured the nation, this extreme partisanship that has become very adversarial, to the point that the national interest is subsumed.
Why have sorry to cut in, Doc, because then why have we allowed it to go on over a long period of time, knowing very well that it's not been helping us advance the cause of our national development and unity?
Well, there are two reasons. First, there are people's personal ambitions, which the political parties facilitate. They are the vehicle that facilitates that. and they put that as a priority. The second,
people's personal ambitions.
That's right.
Okay.
Then there's also sectarian interests that ride on the back of those political vehicles. Then beyond the sectarian differences, we had ideological differences. But we have all seen what has happened in time. The ideological differences which we used as the premise for having different political parties has gradually melted. Now what we have are just the pure sectarian interests and the partisan interests. Hence, documents like Ajapadia and all of those issues, where people plan state capture, are you with me? Using that political vehicle as their warhorse. And when a nation is at its initial stages and institutions have not yet become strong to guide the nation on its vision, and you allow this monster to become stronger than the institutions, that is what you get. And that is why even when you go backwards, all the people that we are trying to copy, if you go back into their history, are you with me? The democracy they have now, that they are proposing and pushing down our throats, they never had that at this stage of their development, when the nations were in a formative stage. They were ruled by, autocrats, sometimes even outright monarchs. Are you with me? And they laid the structure, the foundation for the nation to be formed. When you have formed that and the institutions are strong, and the society itself has undergone some changes through an industrial revolution, where now we know that time is the master. You're supposed to be at work, bam, you're at work. Why is it that the same Ghanaian who doesn't arrive late at work here, when he gets to the UK, he can do 3 jobs and he's on time? Because that society has gone a certain transformation and he is just one person inside the system. That system has not taken root here.
So we don't have a system in place?
Well, we have a system of chaos.
Our system is a system of chaos?
It's a system of chaos.
How so?
Simply because the institutions that we have put in place are being subsumed by larger interests.
So the institutions are not allowed to work as they are expected to or supposed to?
That is one thing. They also have not been groomed through that process where they act independently.
Okay.
And therefore they counterbalance each other to guide the nation along. And then the very structure of our constitution itself allows that monopoly of power to be able to influence those institutions in terms of their direction, their management, their heads, in such a way that power accumulates in one area. And then we have this change from one administration to the other, and then we are swinging from side to side. How can a vehicle that is swinging from side to side travel as fast as one which is going in a straight line? So those are fundamental issues that we have to take a step back from the current chaos that we are in and say, look, basic things first. Are you with me? We have to restructure, to reset this nation in order that we can restore it to a path of collective prosperity and allow the institutions within it to work the way they're supposed to work. We make those fundamental reforms which bring equity, balance, check systems, accountability, and then we can proceed at a much faster state of development. But as long as we believe that that is not important, my style will make up for everything. I know more than everybody else. Are you with me? Let me do it my way. And when you are also elected, you can do it your way.
Yeah.
But don't disturb me right now. I'm busy. Are you with me? That kind of attitude is not conducive. And it does not allow the checks and balances, the accountability that we have embedded in our institutions to work to their optimum. And this is why it is very important for us as a nation to think first about how we reset this country, reform, to reset this country, and to restore it to a certain path of development in which there's collective interest. And then we can all pursue our individual ambitions within that collective interest. And that's when you get the synergy that promotes development at a much faster rate than when we are countering each other. Because at the end of the day, I always give people this example. When I was young, we didn't have taxis in rural areas. When you arrive from your destination on a mammy wagon, you get a troco and put your luggage on it. Small boys will be pushing the troco, and different passengers will be going to different parts of the village with your luggage on top. And sometimes even the passengers walking behind them, they have to help the boys to push the troco when they're going uphill. But which passenger will you see pushing a troco where his luggage is not on the troco? Are you with me? So when you expect Ghanaians to do everything they can to support the nation state, and their interests are not protected within, and you have this big divide of focus on the few at the expense of the many, they will definitely not be pushing. If they seem to be pushing at all, they've just got one finger on it, pretending to be pushing. So that is what we have. And until we go to the drawing board and begin to rethink anew, not only about saying, you know, I am different, I am the best person, I can do it, but that we need to restructure, we need to reset, we need to reform. And then within that, we have a pathway where we can all make our individual contributions. This discussion must be had now at this critical stage of our nation, because our 32-year-old Fourth Republic has got to the point of stagnation, where the ideas, the monopoly of the duopoly has stagnated. They can just counterbalance each other, but the degree to which they can move the nation forward is very limited. And therefore, we need that discussion. And this is why some of us have always argued for the emergence of an alternative political entity as a third force. Not because we think that third force by itself is the only one which can do everything, but we believe that the emergence of that third force at this crucial stage of our nascent development will bring about some of the checks and balances, some of the restoration, so that we don't have this excessive abuses of authority in power, and we have more of a consensus approach. So you have seen what has happened in this last administration, where only parliament, only one vote, and yet the degree to which it has been able to check this government, they've had to beg. Are you with me? Some excesses have been stopped. How much more powerful would that parliament be if there were about 15, 20 MPs with a different focus? Are you with me? And we had to always reach consensus and stay within the path of what is good for the nation, not necessarily what is good for our
any political party.
And when excesses have been committed, we discipline that person. We vote to get that person out. We don't have a situation where people can go to the president, oh, we want to remove this guy, and says, Dabe, were you the one who appointed him? Mama,
Dr. Usaka catch you. Doc, and some okay, some who here, very critical. The doctor can say, Omanimo, your system no, why did you manage Nano? Very chaotic. Come here, say, a bini hokra. Na over here, it's an say, ene yemma enyumaku anase kuaku ahodo a cha ban ase enya tumi enni wo mu dwuma kwan o so mo fa so mu di no ntino it's an say over here abanyofo ni binom omo interest wo mu nti no mo hyehyɛ ase ene bio say enyumaku ahodo we no ye mom entete ene ahoden obetimi agina so adi omu dwuma no e wo bra obi antimi kanto say ye wo kofa we na kofa we ntino ama bibia wo say yenya bia no ye ntumi nya ebio Diama yentumi ehunu punto ne nkoso a wosi ehunu ne se ene no baabi a befa bia no party A anase party B anase party C enti nkomo bia bia na nanke wo se yetimi eyi free party no mu ebebe gina na yehwe se de oman no ye yo ne enkankro ebetumi asi brane ewo nkomo twetwe no mu no eno eni ho to bi behwe ono no de obehu se kwan papa ne da ho ne mumo na muram se ono no baabi a ogina ne ye nwura mu ntia ne ye nwura no mu no a ena obehye saa ontwe ne ho mfiri nwura no mu emma eye ekwan no so wose baabi a ye nkabima minka biama mu anase ye dodo adwene toatoa amamu akwakoduru no akwakoduru bre wose ye twe ye ho efiri party nsem mu na ye de ho ba behye oman no ye yo ene ne nkankro mu enti emfa ho se bia o party A anase party B anase party C de ebebo oman no se ebeboa enko ade a brane nyina yenka ye homom na yenko na yenwene oman se de be oman no ebetumi ayeye yento anko twetwe no se say or the assembly about the Masabja about parliament na woka se enka yenya parliament ebetumi ama ebia we have parliamentarians are more different political parties independent omo dwene ankranu ewo parliament and kebetimi aboa mamembisa the parliament here how will you assess performance?
Well, it has improved. However, it is still way off, a far cry from its potential power because it is blinded and loaded by partisanship. Also, because of the distortion in, executive power vis-a-vis the legislative power and interests, it is beholden to the executive. And there are instruments that we can use to correct that. We were the ones who decided that 50% of executive members,
cabinet members, ministers should come from parliament.
But we can simply change that and say, no, their job is the legislation. Let them stay there. We'll find a different set of people.
But also, we have that willingness to change that.
Oh, when there are vested interests and the people supposed to change it are the ones going to lose out, of course they're not going to change it. And this is why we keep telling Ghanaians, you want something, you want a better system, you have to pay for it. And the paying for it is that you cannot keep voting on party lines. You must withdraw and vote on an independent path. Are you with me? Focus on the national interest. That will bring other actors to the fore who are prepared to champion those reforms that will make the system better. But if you send Sevi, I send the hyena to the market to buy meat and bring for me. If he doesn't come back with the meat, who is to blame? Are you with me?
Yeah.
So if we have already got a system in which vested interests are dominating the field, and you keep promoting those vested interests, you are only going to accentuate the problem and it gets worse and worse. And you need to take just one statistic. We complain about corruption. Okay, let's wind the clock back and say that, when Rawlings came, he terrorized everybody and corruption was reduced to zero. From that day till now, has corruption gone up or gone down?
Up.
So it tells us that with each successive administration, those vested interests have been reinforced. Are you with me?
Those vested interests in every year.
No, and no, I'm a country.
And how do we even also say, because for the past 32 years, you are talking about along political party lines.
Yes.
It's either the NDC or the NPP.
Yes.
And say about along party lines. Look, there is no need for us to vote. You better about on party lines.
Okay. First of all, you have tried something, and you did not get what you want, and you were only trying 2 doors. Let us say you're locked in a room with several doors, and you've tried 2 doors. You've tried, they haven't opened. And there are other doors looking at you. Will it not enter your head that maybe let me just try the third one? Nobody has said this is the one, but let me just try it in case. So this is what we are saying. Our duopoly has stagnated. It's not giving us the responsiveness that we need at this stage of our development to be able to accelerate. That is why all the indices are going down. Unemployment high, interest rate high, exchange rate basa. You name it, nothing is looking good. Are you with me? And it's getting worse and worse. And when it's time for election, they say we've stabilized it. If my temperature has gone from 35 to 70 and you stabilize it at 70, does that mean you have cured me? Are you with me? That's not a solution. Are you with me? It's to restore it back to where it was. So if we want measures that will counterbalance this trend that we are on, we have to make a fundamental decision. We have to say that, look, enough is enough. Let us look for a third party. This is why, and I want to take this opportunity to congratulate all the alliance members that, for the sake of this nation, sacrificed their own movements, their own parties, their own ambitions to come together under the Alliance for Revolutionary Change to support the one candidate, Alan Kojo Chirmanten. It is a measure of our commitment to the advancement of this nation and the emergence of that third alternative front that will bring balance and sanity to the system that we have now. And we are expecting that Ghanaians will also make this sacrifice. Don't listen to somebody who tells you that I know my party has not done well and it's not good. And I myself, I'm even frustrated with it. But let's vote for them because we have to be loyal to our people. So who are you being loyal to? The nation or your party? And that is the question we are asking Ghanaians. Are you in this election, 2024, are you going to be loyal to Ghana or are you just going to be blindly loyal to your party? Are you going to break through, have an election breakthrough where a third political entity emerges to bring the balance and sanity and give us opportunity to restore the nation to a path of prosperity for all of us? Or are you going to promote an agenda where a few have made a captive state, are you with me, to promote their own partisan agendas? And even within the same party, some of the people have been following these parties for 30 years. They've never seen anything good out of them. But he will still wear the shirt, blindly following. So we're saying enough is enough. Let's just try something different in this election, 2024. Let's back an alternative candidate that is a credible candidate. When I say alternative candidate, I don't mean just because I put my face up, etc., you should vote for me. That's not a credible alternative. Not all alternatives are credible.
Not all alternatives are credible.
And not all alternatives are viable. Are you with me? So when we say a credible alternative candidate and a credible alternative entity, we're talking about the Alliance for Revolutionary Change and Kojo Alan Chirmanten as the candidate, backed by a Ghana transformation plan.
The Great Transformational Plan.
Yes, a great transformational plan. That is not just some wish list, are you with me, of populist sayings. We go to this village, what do they want? Oh, this one, they want fried fish in Banku. Okay, put it in the manifesto. And then this village, what do they want? Oh, these ones, they want taxis that are flying. Yes, put that one in the manifesto. Is there a basis for those things existing at this time? Where we are now, do you see us being able to do those things? Indeed, are those things the right things to be done? Just because you take your child into a shop and you say, oh, I'll buy you one sweet. And which one do you want? Oh, Daddy, I want this one, that one, and this one. Are you with me? Does that mean that you should buy all those sweets for the child? Are you with me? So we have to make rational decisions at this stage of our development, at this stage of our economic crisis where we are, at this stage of the political stagnation where our choices are limited. Let's create one degree of freedom for an alternative, credible candidate that will foster that agenda of reform, resetting the nation, and restoring us onto the path. We have the economic cluster, we have the governance cluster, we have the infrastructure cluster, we have social services, we have environment, science, technology, and natural resource management, and then we have behavioral and mindset change.
Yes.
These 6 clusters are not just there as theoretical themes, are you with me, for us to work on, but within them, they have been integrated so that the things that are being recommended within them sit in synchrony and in harmony with each other. They're not just a random collection that we have thrown in. And also it fits with the current status of our economy and the state of development of the nation and where we want to go. And I think in that respect, you only need to understand one thing. One, when we talk about re-engineering the economy of Ghana to unlock the potential, what are we really talking about? How do we re-engineer the economy? We know that, do we even have an economy?
Oh, Doc, any economy?
What I'm saying is that we know in the colonial period, we had the Gigisberg economy.
Yes.
Which was basically rape and plunder.
Yes.
You would me?
Yes.
And take away traffic. Then under the First Republic, we set about an industrial revolution.
Yes.
Which was terminated because it was threatening to the interests of people elsewhere. And we ourselves participated in its termination and celebrated. Are you with me? Now we were left with the struggle between, the philosophy of socialism, and then the philosophy of capitalism.
Capitalism, yes.
Not that they are solutions of themselves, but these were the prevailing philosophies. And one believed that the state should drive the economy through a centralized planning, etc. And the other believed that private capital should drive the economy. Now, these two things have had their wars globally, and they have all now tied. It's like two big boxers who have beaten each other. They've decided to sit in their corners and leave the rest of us alone. Are you with me? And what has come to prevail is that the market, are you with me? Market-led economies, we don't have any other choice than to deal with them. However, in dealing with them, you can choose approaches, are you with me, that also promote the welfare of the society. Not one in which you have unbridled, savage capitalism, every man for himself, God for us all, and then you leave the rest of the population who are suffering to their own devices. That does not help anybody. And when you go to very rich countries and you see how in some areas people are suffering, even you run back to Africa. Are you with me? And that shows you where you end up when you pursue that savage capitalist approach, because you have people who just fall through the system and are crushed. But at least when you intervene to moderate it and put the interest of the society at heart, you can lift the society from the bottom small. You're not going to stop the people at the top from progressing.
So you make me say the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, the approach more than best interest.
Of course, and that is why I am talking about this, because it is although we have adopted a market-led approach for private sector enterprise development, it is very much taking into consideration the issues of the social, the governance, the behavioral mindset change. In addition to that, we have our environment, and then the infrastructure we must build for us to have a vibrant and prosperous economy. All these things link together, and that is why the pillars in the GTP are segmented but integrated. Now, and the interventions there, whilst you on the surface of it, it may look like you are only doing this, but in doing this, you're also touching X, Y, Z. This is how it is fundamentally different to a collection of manifesto promises. Are you with me?
The MP before you last Sunday.
They're very disappointing. Very disappointing.
No, because you're very disappointing.
Oh, yeah. But what is different about it? What is different about it? There's nothing different about it. Are you with me? There's nothing different about it.
They're introducing flat rates. They are giving tax amnesties to businesses. Levy, free haul. And something interesting, Doc.
You see, what I'm saying is that whatever it is that you are recommending, it is only credible to an adult human being if I know where that money is going to come from. And if I know that you have the liberty to be able to offer me those things. But right now, if I sit in your studio and I say, I love you so much, I'm offering you a private jet today, and you also believe it. As I'm sitting here, do you think I can afford a private jet? Are you with me? So, if we're in economic crisis, do you think we can afford all of these things? The reality is that we need people who will tell us the truth. We are in a state of crisis.
So, Obianka truth in Obianka
no, because if you don't want to admit, are you with me, that you have malaria, how can you recommend a treatment to me? Are you with me? You have to first admit that, yes, malaria is my sickness. Therefore, these are the different malaria treatments. And depending on the stage of this malaria of yours, this is the right one for you. But if we just recommend and keep recommending various recommendations, but we don't address the critical issue. What is our critical issue? Number one, we have spent more than we earn, and we continue to do so in huge amounts, not small, to the extent that now the people we borrow from have told us that we are no longer credit worthy. They're not. We won't get again. Are you with me? And they have put us on strict measure. Do this, do that, do this. Much left, one step at a time, because they are not trusting us. Are you with me? To behave ourselves. So now, if they will give us the money, they have to put us under forced march. That is what the World Bank does. Sometimes not only for your own interest, but for its own interest somewhere else. Are you with me? But that's another story for another day. Yeah. So now, within that ambit, where we know what the problem has been, to meet our consumption, we have overborrowed. Furthermore, our expected income from that borrowed money has not materialized because we did not apply it in the areas where there will be sufficient rate of return to cover the interest costs and the principal repayment. So we have shifted further and further into the pit. Are you with me? So now, before we can talk about what we are going to do, first you must get out of the pit. Are you with me? So tell me, how are you going to get me out of the pit?
The NPP or the NDC can take us out of the pit.
But they are not talking about it. They have not admitted that
we are in a pit.
In a pit. Are you with me? Anybody who starts talking to me and does not admit that we're in the pit and is telling me that, oh, afternoon time we'll play football. After that we'll have picnic. Are you with me? I said, but me, I'm in the pit. Can you get me out of the pit first? Are you with me? Get me out of the pit first. You understand what I'm saying? And this is not partisan politics we're talking about. We're talking about the reality that faces all of us. If it's indebtedness, it affects all of us. If it is high interest rate, it affects all of us.
If it's inflation.
If it's inflation, it affects all of us. If it's depreciation of the currency, it has bankrupt people, knocked businesses out. You're talking about creating more jobs when people are closing down. You're not talking about how you stop current people from closing down so that even the jobs we have will keep it. You're talking about creating more jobs. Are you with me? So the conditions must change significantly for us to be able to talk in that positive manner. But when the hemorrhaging is still going on, we must first stop the hemorrhaging. If you come and meet me after an accident, I'm bleeding. Are you with me? You can see I've only got 8 pints of blood. The first thing you do is to stop my bleeding.
No, correct.
Don't keep telling me whether, you're going to give me 9 pints or 10 pints. Except if you don't stop the bleeding, even the 8 pints I have will be finished by the time you're applying. Are you with me? So let's prioritize and let's face the reality of where we are. And this is what the GTP has done in detail. And that is why we say it is a framework that gives a blueprint for how we can have policy interventions that will get us out of the pit, stabilize us, are you with me, then begin to increase our performance until we get to the stage where there's prosperity. Then we can talk about how the prosperity is shared.
So before we wrap up on the conversation, we have just about 2 minutes to wrap up on our conversation this morning. It's been very interesting. And what be any Ediama? If Ghanaians are to vote, the Ghana for Twaba Ediama, the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. And Niema Miensa Bay any Dikaya Mobeye. Niema Miensa Bay. 3 things.
Yeah. I think the first thing that we must address is how we stabilize the economy. That we must find ways of increasing income. And we have told you that we will have a free zone, turn Tema into a free zone. So we'll have greater through flow of goods in order to increase the amount of money that will come into the coffers. You cannot leave it as it is and be talking of removing this tax, putting this tax, etc. The flow is not enough. Increase the flow. You're sitting here, people are bringing vehicles from Togo, passing it through here and taking it wherever they're taking. That's all business that is going out. Are you with me? So we must have increase the cocoa. Are you with me? There's import substitution measures that we can take to affect production directly. And we know the key areas that we can do to bring about the reduction. Then transaction costs. If we don't reduce transaction costs, none of the interventions that we take will be effective. And those transaction costs relate to cost of money, fuel, transportation. And we have always maintained that anybody who talks about continuous investment in roads without talking about our waterway system from Ada to Bipe, then linking it by rail to the other countries. If we had done this ages ago, all these roads that we have built, we would have been able to maintain them.
Alan Chamatin government will do that?
Oh, we have put that as a priority. Are you with me? And we will do it through BOT. We don't have to go and borrow money. We will do it
build, operate, and transfer.
And transfer. Are you with me? So that you have that inland waterway system. We know it's not new rocket science. All the countries that you see that have developed, they didn't develop by building roads first. They developed by using waterway systems. The Thames in London, the Rhine in Germany, the Rhone in France, the Mississippi, you name it, Yangtze River. They're so obvious. So why is it that you alone in your head cannot get that thing in there and do something that has been done and bring about low transaction costs? The cheapest way of transportation is water and rail. If we put that as a priority and build on that, that reduction in transaction costs will permeate all the enterprises. The agro parks that we want to do in the north for food, basket, the tree crops area that we want to do in Brown Hafo region for our cash tree crops, the vegetable and system that we want to do in the Volta region, the enterprise science
and research center in the
eastern region. All of these together will lift the economy to the next stage. And that is why we need to apply ourselves. But to do that, we must first vote. And that means abandon the habit of the duopoly and vote for a credible third alternative.
Abandon the duopoly, vote for a third credible alternative. Dr. Michael Abu Sakara Foster, a leader, National Interest Movement, and a leading member of the Alliance for Revolutionary Change, ARC, and Artists 7 Nutrition. Come on. I wish we could have extended the conversation because and some people and go see me and I'm pretty sure going forward. In the studio, Doc, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure having you too. Yeah, fancy now. Prince Obapo akwetena me console dan say happy sports na na but name Tovila natural purified drinking water e super 0552490684 free na yemro BCCI hwe happy on wheels no ye dey call 4 court of Carnegie Market Nyankopon dum 29th of August 2024 a Thursday 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. pepepe na djumadi ne dey church so but what na bra na ne mpanyimfo ahodo bebre no a eninkom happy on wheels your voice your power. Be there, be heard. Blood Donation Drive, no, because 28th of September 2024, 9 a.m. Pepe, because so, Medina STC station. Memene that, but more than found Brabishim, you need Danquah insurance, and the Jumedi Ebrewo. But more than any Chumujan Fango, the answer a full from Manasian from more from no Munyankwa. Kayo, you can be a hero and I can be a hero. See you there. So me at the talk say I will be there some. You too, if I be there some. Happy FM, name the Happy FM. Any Danquah. Happy Bible quiz, no. But I'm for registration form. Number in here 0245 957 852. Registration form no offer you free ya nyohwe. But da unim de awo e wetro kronkromu adi. Na enya achede. Deadline for submission 11th of September 2024. Happy Bible quiz, knowing Christ. Mass wedding no onte. Registration no eguso ekoso. Ebekoso 14th of February 2025. And you free. But more than a free 0244 906235 and 0244 143994 before registration form. Free. Asylum down. Happy 98.9 FM. Happy Valentine Mass wedding. Our rear on another level. Your friend called Sefah Danquah. Hani edi jumedi na sinya ko podmo time between the hours of 6 and 9 a.m. Now yet the another edition of the Happy Morning Show, dear bro. Prince Obapo akwana na pan for your card. I'm the Happy Sports every.